debates with Trump supporters. So if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. Get in the box, guys. Keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 8,000 likes. And again, as soon as we get the likes up to 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. We will open up the panel. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. I am going to go ahead and start getting people in. Guys, again, we need to get it up to 8,000 likes, and we will go ahead and get people in. I'm also going to keep resetting this daily gift goal to these little 1-cent goals. If you can actually go ahead and knock this out a couple of times, it will help push us out to the FYP. We are looking for Trump supporters. Trump supporters, the burden is on you. Listen, your guy's a deal maker. I get it. I understand. He's absolutely a deal maker, and I am here for it. I just need to know, by your standards, what's his best deal? What's his best deal? Because we understand that Donald Trump is one of the best deal-making presidents we have. We get it. We just need to actually hear from you. We need to actually hear from you. So if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. As soon as we're almost at 7,000 likes. As soon as we hit 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. So again, guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Do all the wonderful things to let the TikTok know that we are here. And also send your heart me. It's only 1 coin, and it helps boost the live. It helps push us out to the FYP. So go ahead and do the wonderful things. We're going to go ahead and start getting people in here. We're going to get people in. Again, only requests up if you are a Trump supporter. We are not talking to any friendlies. We're not talking to friendlies. We are only talking to Trump supporters. So only request up if you are someone that supports Donald Trump. Only request up if you are someone that supports Donald Trump. Matt, how are you, my friend?
How are you?
Good. Matt, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Give me 1 second here, Matt, because the person below you is just spinning. All right. Let's see here. Is it Nihil? I'm sorry. How do you say your username, friend? Nihil. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you voted for Trump.
True.
Ooh, okay. I hate to hear that. Nihil, question for you. What time is
it? In my city or
yours?
Hello?
Yep. No. We're gonna go ahead and get you up out the paint. We're gonna go ahead and get you up out the paint. You answered the question way too slow. You answered the question Matt, he answered the question way too slow. Got to be quicker than that. The jury. Are you a Trump supporter? The jury. Oh, you have an echo. Jury plug. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hey, what's up, brother? Hell yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys. So we have jury. Do you want me to call you Jory, or do you have a different username I can call you?
Call me Good Citizen.
Good Citizen. Okay. GS. How about that? Can I call you GS?
Yeah, GS. Yeah, that's cool.
I like that. GS, welcome in.
Or just call me Texas.
You can't keep changing the name. I'm going to forget it.
Who'd you vote for?
Oh, wait. We'll get into it. So, Texas.
No. We're going to get into it right now.
This is my show. Slow down, partner. Texas. Matt, got a question for both of you. Do either one of you know who I am?
I don't.
No? Okay. No worries. Texas, do you know who I am?
No.
Okay. Fair. Let me give you a quick introduction to who I am and what this actually is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. Again, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Jimothy Trump, get in the box. Guys, if you are just getting in from the Parker raid, welcome. Welcome in, Parker Ray. Tap, tap, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's get the shares up as well. I'm going to keep resetting these gift goals. If we can knock this out a couple of times, it will help push us out to the FYP. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We're only talking to Trump supporters. We are not talking to friendlies. This is not Late Nights with Santana. We have both Texas and Matt up here. And so Texas, Matt, guys, can we level set on something? I think we can agree on something. Donald Trump is one of the best deal-making presidents we've ever had, right?
You got that right.
Yeah. I completely agree. Matt, do you agree?
Where are you going with this?
Well, okay.
I feel like you're baiting us
Yeah, where are you going with this?
I feel like I'm baiting. Why would you feel like I'm baiting?
because you're definitely not pro-Trump.
Listen, I am pro United States of America. With that being said, got a question for both of you, right? Because we do understand that Donald Trump's one of the best deal-making presidents there is, but I need to know which deal is Trump's best deal so far, right? And I got a couple options for you guys. So Donald Trump actually traded Medicaid for billionaire welfare. He also traded Ukraine for Russian loyalty, the economy for tariffs, U.S. pride for his ego, and the Oval Office for $290 million. So I guess the question is, Matt, Texas, which one was his best deal so far?
So for me, I'm gonna have to go with the economy. Someone like me, I'm a finance major, so I really look at the Fed and such. So one thing that I kind of just want to hear your opinion on, and honestly, I don't know your view on it. But how do you feel about our money supply being inflated? And I believe that this has caused some splash in the market that's ultimately artificial.
Okay. Yeah, we can get into that. Hey, Texas, I'm gonna mute you because you still have like a bit of an echo. So I'm gonna mute you. If you could just like swipe out just for a second, don't leave. Just like swipe up and teacup for a second, then come right back. That should take care of the echo. There we go. All right, give it a second. All right, so Matt, yeah, like so basically your premise is that there's inflation in our money supply, and the actual decrease as far as the overall markets and spending and blah blah blah. This will be good for the economy overall in the long term. Basically, short-term pain for long-term gain. Is that correct?
Well, yes, and I also don't agree that it's necessarily just presidential policy, whether that be Biden or Trump. Like, I don't necessarily agree that they're the only reasons why our inflation is caused.
Yeah, no. Listen, I agree with that for sure. I agree with that for sure. And even more so, like this is the thing. I don't necessarily agree, think that Donald Trump, or I don't think the premise of what he's trying to do as far as quote unquote being fiscally conservative is a bad thing. I do understand there is a need to watch spending, then also make sure that we're not actually injecting too much actual cash overall, right? Because yes, that can be inflationary. But the problem that I have with Donald Trump, and it's quite literally the problem that I have with a lot of things that he does, is the way that he goes about doing said things, and then also his reasoning behind said things. Right.
How would you attack the Fed then? Because no one honestly on both sides has even tried to bring this up in the past 30 years, besides maybe Rand Paul, and like he's a little extreme on that aspect.
Yeah, he's very extreme. Well, I think there's a couple of different things that you can look at, right? I mean, I think that there is hell, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go straight to it. If we actually took a look at reducing some of our highest spending costs, right? I mean, the easiest thing to target is, of course, the DoD budget, right?
Yeah.
But also just taking a look at how we are actually supporting other avenues. There's a lot of wasteful spending, so that's why I think it is a good thing as far as, you know, Doge or not Doge itself, but the premise of Doge, but the actual overall spending. And with the spending, we also talk about tax cuts, right? We talk about tax cuts, and we do understand that Donald Trump, with his first TCJA, he added additional $4 trillion something additional to the actual debt. But the problem is that the thought process behind actually cutting spending is that they're just looking to actually give more tax cuts to the ultra wealthy, and the corporations. I think the easiest way to actually resolve this issue is, one, by decreasing our overall federal spending, specifically in the largest budget, which is DOD, while also increasing corporate taxes, not to a crazy rate, but I do think that actually taxing corporations and the wealthy at the rate that they were, at least during the Obama administration, will get us right on the right track. But I think we definitely need to actually increase the amount of taxes that are paid by the corporations and the ultra wealthy as well. I mean, that's honestly going to be the only way that we get pulled out of this hole.
I do agree with you that like something has to be done, but the only problem that I would have with the corporate tax would be that it's not really going to affect that corporation. They're just going to increase the price of
The tendency to actually to raise costs, to pass on costs, and we definitely get that when it comes to sorry, I'm sorry, one of my screens went out and it threw me off. Companies have a tendency to actually pass on costs to consumers, right? That's why the absolute insane thing that Donald Trump and the Trump administration, when they keep repeating that tariffs are somehow a tax cut, right, is actually insane, or the fact that tariffs will not impact everyday Americans. That's insane. But if you actually incentivize these corporations, right, if you actually give them ways to recoup that that actual cost of raising taxes by different initiatives, with whether it be hiring initiatives or just types of rebates, then they would actually be more willing to pump that money back into their actual employees and their companies versus actually just paying it out to their C-suite. Right. So there's a couple of different ways that you can incentivize them while also raising that tax rate, and they won't necessarily pass it on, and it'll be beneficial to everyday Americans.
Would that not put more pressure on the government bonds to fail?
I think that it would definitely put more pressure on it. But I think that we have a strong enough support. And like the thing is, right, when we talk about our economy, and we understand that the U.S. isn't backed by the gold standard, right? It's backed by let's call it what it is. Basically, it's backed by our military, right? And that's also, it feeds into the military industrial complex, and the reason why we spend so much money on the DoD. But actually streamlining that process and making sure that we are responsible in our military duties, and not getting into, hate to call it like this, unnecessary wars, but actually leveraging our capabilities to help protect our partners will ensure that even if we do go through that process, it's not going to overall impact us financially.
I mean, I do agree that like if you are going to cut the Department of Defense budget, it will save you money. However, there's no point in doing that when I assume you're on the side of Ukraine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like that just kind of defeats the whole purpose of, like, you don't want to lower the amount of money given to the DoD if you're just going to put them in a war.
Well, but see, and that's the thing. I don't think that we're quote unquote putting them in a war, right? I think it's more so in a sense of just making sure that we can continue to actually support our allies, right? Because it's not like we're putting boots on the ground, which we've not done that.
Yeah.
But actually continue to cycle out that old equipment, so it gives us basically an excuse to make and purchase new equipment while also continuing to weaken Russia. I mean, the thing is that Russia should have already defeated Ukraine, right? I mean, that's what we thought.
They're putting the bottom of the barrel soldiers in the war, like.
Well, I don't think it's just that. I think that a lot of people thought that Ukraine had some type of capabilities that they didn't have, right? I think that's what I'm sorry, not Ukraine, Russia. I think Russia, people thought that Russia had some type of capability that they did not have. And so there was this expectation that Russia was just going to be able to overrun Ukraine, in which that's not the case, right? And when it comes to their actual their equipment, their soldiers, like all of it, we're learning that Russia doesn't actually have the military that we thought that they had. And so understanding that they don't have that military that we thought they had, we can continue to put pressure on without putting boots on the ground.
Okay.
And without putting boots on the ground, I mean, that means that we don't necessarily have to actually increase. And you know, the one thing that I will say, this is the interesting byproduct of what Donald Trump has done, right? The interesting byproduct of Donald Trump not being a great partner has really forced other European countries to step up and say, hey, we're going to step in for Ukraine. And so understanding that if we just said, okay, you know, this is the position that we're in, and these other countries are going to step up more.
And also the same, like when people are being sympathetic about Ukraine. How can you be sympathetic about Ukraine but not Palestine?
Who's sympathetic about Ukraine but not Palestine? Your guardian?
A lot of attention on
your guardian? I don't think she knows she's up here. I'm going to drop her back down. She's having a debate with us and not knowing that she's up here. All right. Yeah, but like yeah, I mean, overall, I think that continue to support Ukraine against Russia doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have to actually if we decrease our DOD. I mean, if you look at the amount of money that we've sent to help support Ukraine versus our actual budget, like our
yeah, it's like
we can
2%.
both agree.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly. It's a drop in the bucket. So I guess my question for you then, because I want to throw it back to you. I'm trying to get an understanding as far as where you are. Like, I've been trying to figure this out, and I'm really a little bit confused about this because I don't think that Donald Trump has a master plan when it comes to the economy, right? I don't think that he's doing everything that he's doing, and it's going to benefit. I've heard the quote unquote reasoning behind it. He's trying to pop the bubble before we get to that point. I don't think he's doing that. I think that it's one of two things. Either him and his administration are incompetent, or they're purposefully trying to tank the markets for their own gains.
What would
What do you
you
think?
what would you suggest Kamala Harris is plan was?
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I didn't even get to actually introduce you. This is how do I say
My
your name?
name's Wadeness, everybody. Thank you.
Wadeness?
You betcha.
Okay, Wadeness, how are you? Wadeness, are you a Trump supporter?
Well, I am actually, and I
Okay.
shouldn't be, but I am.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll answer that question in just one moment, Wadeness. But I want Matt. Matt, I want you to answer that question.
Can
Like-
you repeat the ending of it?
Well, no, you're answering that question, not me.
No, we're not even talking to you yet. Wadeness, just hold on for a second. I'm talking to Matt, the guy right below you.
Oh,
Can you repeat
sorry.
the
My
end of
bad.
that
Yeah,
question?
sure.
My bad.
Sure. Hold on 1 second. So the question is, I'm trying to understand with all the actions that Donald Trump and this administration that they're taking, I can't figure out if it's an instance of they're incompetent or they're purposefully trying to tank the markets for nefarious reasons.
Okay. So I either think it's two things. So if you look at like when tariffs were created before the Fed and everything,
Mhm.
there was no income tax,
Right.
correct? I think that's his ultimate main goal. Now, I'm not saying that's even feasible nowadays.
I was about to say, come on, you're a smart young man. You know that that's not because of all of the other factors. Anyway, go ahead.
So I realistically don't see that playing out.
Mhm.
However, I think due to the Fed with the inflation of our money supply, I think that's a big issue in an artificial pump that's been happening the past 6 years, both presidents.
Yeah. I mean, which it like as to a certain extent,
Like it has to
it
come
was
down.
necessary.
It has to come down in some aspect.
But okay, so how do you fix that then? Because it's not like you're just going to take, cash flow out of circulation. So what do you do to fix it?
I mean, realistically, you find a new currency.
No.
It's not Bitcoin. Don't say Bitcoin.
No.
It is.
I think it's a scam. It's
Yeah,
another
it's definitely a
pyramid
scam.
scheme.
It is. Okay, Matt, hold tight for me 1 second. Let me talk to Witness. If you don't mind, go on mute for me just a moment.
What's up, my friend?
Yep. Guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's get the shares up to 200 shares. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Christopher. Christopher sent a $5 donation and say 1v1 me in City on 2K Santana. I'll drop you off with my Luka Doncic bill. You scared, huh? Listen, first and foremost, you don't want the smoke. You genuinely don't. Listen. When I pick up the sticks, it's real. With that being said, challenge accepted. W's in the chat for Christopher for that $5 donation, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And also over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? You can send a super chat, and I will read your super chat out. Witness, question for you. So you wanted to know what Kamala Harris would do different. Normally I don't necessarily entertain those type of questions because Donald Trump is the president, but I will entertain that question. Be specific for me, Wadeness. What do you mean? What would Kamala Harris have done different?
Well, wouldn't that be a question for you to be specific for me? What would she have done different?
I'm so confused, friend, as far as what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. I look at stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less.
I just want to know, is that who you wanted to be your president?
Well, I think that would have been better than the guy that talks about sharks and batteries and nuking tornadoes and Arnold Palmer's junk. Yeah, absolutely.
But
why?
Why?
What do you think about Donald Trump wanting to actually nuke a hurricane?
I think that's absolutely retarded.
Oh, and there you go. So now you got to go. You can't slur.
Oh, no, sorry.
No. You absolutely just slurred. Get out of here, guy. That is wild. That was a wicked, wild crash out. Like there's no excuse for that, guys. I apologize. Keep tapping the screen, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Also, if we can knock out the daily gift goal a couple of times, that'll help push us out to the FYP. Guys, if you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are someone that supports Donald Trump, get in the box. We are only talking to Trump supporters. Please do not request up. If you are not a Trump supporter, we are only talking to Trump supporters. If you are a friendly, keep tapping the screen, share the live. If you want to actually get a message across, you can always donate, and I will read that message out. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. This is Sparring with Santana. Lee, are you a Trump supporter? Was this Lee Gibbs 282? Are you a Trump supporter? Okay, I'm assuming not, and I'm assuming that you're trying to run, so I'll just go ahead and drop you down. I would just go ahead and drop you down, guys. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We're only talking to Trump supporters. We are only talking to Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana Friday. Are you a Trump supporter? Friday? Okay. All right, so there's that. All right, coming back to you, Matt. Because I do have a question for you, right? We did talk about the actual finance portion, and I get it, right? But I think you and I can actually agree that there hasn't necessarily been a president that has taken on the economic situation. Like Bill Clinton was the last one to actually, quote unquote, balance the budget. Yeah. Donald Trump is saying that he's going to balance the budget, which I don't see him doing that, but he's making those claims while also engaging in things that are massively harmful to the economy. When we talk about the threats of tariffs, right, causing so much instability within the financial markets, and also increasing inflation, but then also coupling that with actually Doge's effort to, quote unquote, cut spending when they're really just terminating a bunch of federal employees, so they're increasing the unemployment rate, and then also cutting social safety nets, which we know a lot of people depend on those social safety nets to make it from day to day, right? And so you talk about
what are you
those
referring to, like Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid, and all
Social
them?
Security,
What are you
Medicare,
referring to, like Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid, and all them?
Medicare, yeah. Also SNAP benefits, all of this other stuff, right? We understand that most Americans are only one small disaster away from being unhoused, right? And even more so like veterans, right? Veterans rely on those actual social safety nets a lot. So how can you justify Trump being good for the economy when he's actively doing multiple harmful things that will impact the economy and impact people's everyday lives?
So if we want to go into like Medicare and Social Security with that, would you agree that this is all like these platforms have been built in sort of a Ponzi scheme way where we're not going to be able to pay them back eventually in 60 years? Like we're going to run into a major deficit?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Don't
But
you
I
think that
will
we need to
also
stop
say,
it as
like,
soon as
this has been a
possible?
thing. This has been a thing on both sides, right? With Republicans and Democrat, and the amount that they borrow from it. Like it wasn't originally set up this way. Like with Social Security, like it wasn't intended to be what it is now. But with that being said, cutting the cord on Social Security without a plan, it's not a good idea. And that's a problem with like a lot of these things, right? Whether it's Social Security, whether it's the fact that they've tried to overturn the ACA multiple times, or the fact that they're willing to cut SNAP benefits and not feed kids, like all of these things, doing all of these things without a plan in place to either replace it or either like slow walk it to kind of reduce the amount of people that it impacts at one time. Like all of it is counterproductive to actually being able to sustain a healthy economy.
Well, how would you fix this in terms of long term? Like there's no easy way to fix this to me.
It's not.
It seems like you have to make some kind of change, and no matter when you do it, whether it's now or in 20 years, it's going to screw people over. Whether that's people my age when I go to retire, or people like you that will be closer to Social Security. I don't mean to call you old.
Whoa, that is wild. How old are you, Matt?
I'm 21.
Okay. I mean, you're not that much younger than me, but okay. Grandpa.
My bad.
No, listen, I mean, again, I'm not saying that there's not an actual understanding that it's going to have an impact on people, period. But the problem that I have is pulling the ripcord all at one time, right? And the issue is pulling the rug from off and under people's feet without having anything in place. If there was a plan, right, where we targeted, okay, we're going to actually roll off 5% of people that are actually being supported by Medicaid or SNAP benefits or whatever, right? 5%. And for this duration. And then once it's stabilized and they're used to it and we can adjust, then we'll reduce it by another percentage for another amount of time. But like my point is understanding that there's a process that you can build in where it's not just all at once. It's not going to be a shock to the system. Again, that's the problem that I have. Doing all of these things at one time in such a dramatic way is going to leave us in financial ruin. I mean, when you couple that with the fact that Donald Trump is the Trump administration, they're actively causing people to lose their jobs. They're actively taking away benefits while actively decreasing consumer confidence. Like it's all a recipe for disaster.
Okay.
So
what do you want me to respond to that?
I would like to know, like, how do you think that he's going to actually be beneficial at all when he's doing all of these negative things at one time?
I think it's deeper than just cutting the cord. I think you need to. Like, I think it's a necessity for this country to survive. I think it was 32 years for Medicare to go out. Like when it goes over the deficit, I believe it was 32. I could be wrong, but it's somewhere in the range. We're not going to sustain that if we don't fix it soon. It needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. But I also know that we can't sustain while adding additional money to our deficit. Lisa, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh God, no.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. I see there's a couple of people that are in the box right now. And if you are not a Trump supporter, please drop out of the box. We are not talking to friendlies. This is not Late Nights with Santana. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. We are not talking to friendlies. We're not talking to friendlies. If you are friendly, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Let's also get the shares up to 200 shares. And guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. What is this? Someone Joe. How do I say your username? Simone Joho. Are you a Trump supporter? Hello?
Oh shoot, dude, this was by accident. My bad, bro.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're not a Trump supporter.
Hell nah, fuck
All
Trump.
right. All right, I'm gonna drop you down. FDT. Yeah. So I guess Matt, let me ask you this question because it seems like you're looking at this from a financial standpoint, which I don't blame you, right? I mean, we understand the need to actually ensure our financial future. So I'm not pushing back on that. But how do you justify the human element? Like, do you think about the human element at all? Like, is that just not a factor for you?
You mean like screwing over like elderly, like if you were to cut one of them? Yes,
elderly,
absolutely.
Veteran, like
Absolutely.
kids, like all of it.
Absolutely.
And you're good with that.
I agree with you that there needs to be percentages, but it's at the point where I think you can't just blame Trump for this, like, and him causing all this, because it's been coming for a while and no one's wanted to talk about it. And now that someone actually wants to talk about it, it's pretty, we're kind of over the boundary.
Yeah, thank you for the march. Yeah, I hear you. Alex, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, give me 1 second, Alex. Yeah, Matt, I agree. You can't just say it's on Trump, but
Comments are crazy.
Yeah, the chat gets wicked. Don't look at the chat. Thank you for the march. The thing about it though is that Donald Trump has done this with so much. It's been so reckless that he's the only president, at least in recent history, who just seems to not care about everyday people. And that's I think that's the problem that a lot of people are struggling with, that human element, and not.
I don't know. I feel like that's very general. I feel like you can't say that. Like, if you're going to talk about the working class, like, our economy was built from the middle class and manufacturing, and that's one of the biggest things. It was, I believe, it was 27% of our GDP when we were in growth.
Yeah. But we do understand that, like, if we were really, so I hate the concept of, oh, we need to bring back manufacturing, which, surprise under Joe Biden, manufacturing actually did make a bit of a comeback. But I think a smarter step would be actually making sure that we actually build our educational system, right? Instead of getting rid of the Department of Education, we put more money into STEM and we put more money into math and science, all these other things that allows everyday Americans to actually pursue higher learning, and which will put them in better positions to have more earning potential versus having to be, stuck in a manufacturer. And we can actually take advantage of this AI boom that's coming, right? Well, I think that's necessary.
If we're talking about the education though, wouldn't you rather have these institutions be running off their own money and proving that they're able to do this?
No. Because the whole send it back to the state is the dumbest thing, right? And the only reason I say that is because we know for a fact that not every state has the best interests of their constituents in mind. We see that a lot of these southern red states, they underfund not only their education system, but they don't actually have the proper type of healthcare system, social safety net, like all of these different things. Like, you can say it as much as you want, but not every state is up to actually running and taking care of their people. And I think at the very least, with having a federal mandate, it gives a floor that they can't go below. If that wasn't in place, then the floor is hell.
We are below.
Would you say
we're rated at 40 with the most spent on each pupil? So we're at the bottom. Out of all of the countries, we're at the bottom. We're rated 40 and we spend the most per pupil. So yes, there may be some states that are disadvantaged in this, but it would also take the other 40 out of the 50 states up to the top, comparable to most of the other countries. And you're bringing it back to voters, to parents who are right there, who are able to vote in that, instead of stating that it's in a federal.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hear you.
Some will fail, but right now everything's failing. We're at the bottom. Our education system is literally at the bottom. We're at number 40 out of the top 40 states or countries. That's horrible. And we spend more per capita for each student than anybody else. So that's unacceptable.
Yeah. So
we can't say
question for you. I definitely have I have a question for you. All right. Where are you getting these numbers? Is it from Donald Trump, or have you actually verified these numbers yourself?
Well, I would verify. I have children, and I would verify that and mine are on EIPs and all of those things. And I totally disagree with the system. I had to take my kids out of the system and put one of them into military school for the simple fact that they weren't providing the services that they stated they were going to provide because he has disabilities. But yeah, I think that's all over. We're nowhere near China anywhere, and China is massive. So that's a huge population.
So listen, the reason why I asked that question is because that's a talking point that I've heard over and over and over and over and over again, and I heard that actual talking point from Donald Trump, right? I mean, Donald Trump has spoken to where we rank in our education system, and we're 40 out of whatever, and we're at the bottom, and blah 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 blah. Have you ever fact checked that information?
Well, I would like to see what you see.
Yeah, no. So for sure, as far as the amount that we spend on education, the United States is not the most spent per capita. That would actually be Luxembourg. The United States is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They spend the 6th most out of country per capita per student.
And what source is that?
Yeah, sure. And first of all, don't. You can actually check the education level if you go to Data Panda, which is a worldwide database that actually tracks the information as far as the education level, and that's at datapanda.org, which gives a breakdown of each country up until this year, and the United States actually ranks number 15 in the world. So as far as spending the most, no, we don't spend the most. And as far as being the worst education system, no, we're not the worst education system. So that's why I said
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. Yes. Yeah. They spend the most. So I guess coming back to you, because your justification was, oh, you had to take your kids out of the school and put them in military. What state do you live in?
I live in Florida.
That makes sense.
Why?
Because Florida is not a good state for anything. Literally, Florida's not a good state for anything except weather. Wow. I'll give it to them. Florida has good weather. Well, sometimes it gets a little muggy. But like when you talk about the education, they're burning books in Florida. Like they're banning books in Florida. What are you talking about? That, yeah, you should definitely be looking at like private school in Florida. But I guess when it comes back to it, like what makes you confident that this country would actually do anything beneficial?
I think everything is better to come back to the voters. We have more control over what our local governments are than what we do in the federal government. And The Department of Education, the actual funds that are being spent there aren't really going to anything that's super important. That's one of the actually.
So it's not going to anything that's super important. What is the Department of Education actually
I work for the federal government.
I hear you. That's cool. That's cool story.
Fine.
Cool story, Alex. What does the Department of Education do?
I really don't know. Not
exactly.
Shit, really.
Exactly. So if you don't know what, wait, Alex. If you don't know what, Alex, if you don't know what the department, Alex, if you don't know what the Department of Education actually does, then how can you say that they don't do anything?
They're not doing anything.
But you don't know what they do, so how would you know? Alex, they could be the Department of Education could be building spaceships and you would have no idea because you don't know what they do. You just know that they're not doing anything.
I know that they're not showing up to work and they're getting a lot of funds for things that aren't.
Okay, and how did you know? Wait, Alex, why do you know this? Is it because Trump told you? Because again, the other information that you just tried to pass off, it was specifically because Trump told you, and I just completely knock that down with actual sources. So where are you getting this information besides Donald Jimmy Trump?
Where is Luxembourg? Does anybody even know what this country is and that they spend more money than us? Probably because they don't have any tax funds or anything. I don't know. Or
you don't know, and you just keep saying stuff. That's the wild thing, Alex. That's the wild thing.
Where's Luxembourg?
Alex, why? How can you, Alex? How can you be so
we're number 6?
Alex, how in the world could you come up here with your whole chest, not knowing anything, and being so confident in not knowing anything? That is wild. You don't have any facts or any information, and you just come up here with your whole chest out and just say whatever you say and say, well, I don't know. I don't know where this country is. I don't know, but this is what I do know. That's weird. Guys, W's in the chat for Tashana. Tashana sent a $20 donation saying, hold on, I don't want to give me a second, friend. Alex,
bring it back.
Alex, give me a second. I'm thanking my donor. Tashana sent a $20 donation saying, continue to educate and speak facts. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. You are absolutely far too kind. Thank you so much, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, over on YouTube, like the live for me. Make sure we're liking the live, and also you can send a super chat if you would like to support, and I will read that out. All right, Alex. So, I guess trying to understand you better, you just think that states' rights are the most important thing? Is that help me understand your position?
I think that being able to vote into your own local, because it starts at local, then it goes up to your state. Those are most important. I don't think that I want a big government. I don't want federal government deciding everything that people.
Ooh, okay, cool. So Alex, you want smaller government?
Absolutely.
You don't want the government making decisions for you.
Right.
You don't want the government dictating how you are able to live your life on an everyday basis, right?
Yeah, I think you're trying to get it in a trick question, but
no, I'm just trying to get an understanding of what you want.
Yeah, I think that the people have a say.
The people should definitely have a say.
What is in their local?
Yeah.
So I have a mayor of my town. I have a governor. All those things. Yes, I think that.
Yeah, I agree. And so, I agree. I think that people should have the right to make their own decisions and self-determine. They should not have to worry about the government actually stepping in and telling them what they can and cannot do. Hey, Alex, what do you think about ABs? Do you think women should have the access to be able to get ABs?
I do.
Okay, so you're good with making sure that women's rights are protected and all of those other things.
I do.
Okay, so with that being said, how can you be good with the actual Republican Party trying to push a nationwide AB ban?
I'm not good with that. I'm not saying because I'm a Trump supporter that I agree with everything that it is that he's done, but it did go back to my state. And do I agree with my state on that? That they went down to a 6-week ban, which most women would not even know if they're pregnant by 6 weeks. I don't agree with that.
Well, if you don't agree with that, then but you don't agree with that, but yet you're willing to actually vote to take away women's body. Okay, but you don't agree with that, but you're willing to actually take away other women's right to health care. Like, but that's what you're
If it
saying.
means in the good of the country and other aspects, there's certain things that go along with
Okay,
that.
so all right, help me understand. You are willing to give up women having bodily autonomy for what? What's the good for the rest of the country?
Well, for all of us not to be homeless.
Who's wait? How are we going to be unhoused? How are we going to be unhoused?
We don't have any housing.
How are we going to be unhoused?
That we're paying taxes for that.
Alex,
we're not Alex,
you're shotgunning. Stay on point. How are we going to be unhoused? What way
we are
were
unhoused?
How? What
We're in
what
a
was
housing
happening?
crisis. There's 20 million extra people who came here who are not paying Social Security.
That's not true.
Not paying anything.
That's not true.
That we're supporting.
That is not true. We're not going to let you. No, it's not, Alex. First and foremost, Alex, listen, hold on, Alex. Again, you're shotgunning. Alex, if you're going to say things, I'm going to need source. And your source cannot be because Donald Trump said it. Sorry. I don't trust Donald Trump. I actually like information. So if you actually have a source, I'll be willing to hear you out. If you don't have a source, then I'm going to correct you. In the meantime, guys, W's in the chat for Ashley. Ashley sent a $2 donation saying, so the parent that can't read should have a say in the education. Nasty work. That's exactly what you said, Ashley. W's in the chat for Ashley for that $2 donation. W's in the chat for Melissa, who sent a $2 donation saying the Fed funding makes up 11% of revenue for grade schools. I know she doesn't know that, Melissa. She absolutely does not understand that, but we get it. But W's in the chat for Melissa. Thank you guys for that donation, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Alex, do you have a source for me? Citing anything that you actually just said?
No, I'm not sitting over here trying to do fucking homework for you.
Well, first of all, Alex, please watch your language, Alex. Please watch your language. But Alex, so you're good with coming up here in front of 1,100 people and just saying whatever's on your mind, knowing that you don't have any actual information, any actual facts, and you're just saying stuff that you heard.
Through my phone and look at all these different sources.
Oh, so wait, so you're not going to pick up your phone and actually make sure you're correct. So wait, so Alex, you're good. Alex, you're good with actually just. Alex, you're good. Alex, so Alex, you're good with just being ignorant. You're good with just being ignorant.
Go ahead.
No, that's what you are. You're willfully ignorant if you're sitting here saying that you don't want to actually look up facts.
Most of the American people disagree with you, and that was proven in the voting
That's not true. That's not true. Again, you keep saying stuff and you don't have any facts.
Really?
Okay, cool. One second. No, stop talking. So stop talking. Alex, stop talking. Cool.
You got
Alex,
voted.
stop talking. This is Matt. Matt's a Trump supporter. He voted for Trump. I've had a conversation with him so far, and I know that Matt is intellectually honest, right? I might not agree with his position, but he's intellectually honest. Matt, did most of Americans agree with Alex and yourself and vote for Donald Trump? Yes or no?
Yeah, you won the popular vote.
Not, she said most of Americans.
Won both votes.
I hear you. You said most of Americans. How many people are in this country?
Popular
over
vote
50%.
No. Stop talking, Alex. Stop talking. Matt, how many people are in this country? Roughly
300 mil.
Perfect. How many people voted for Donald Trump?
Was it 77, 78?
Is that most of Americans?
It's about half. Well, about half of America voted, right?
Yeah. Out of the actual, so if you want to say that out of the majority of people that actually voted, more people voted for Donald Trump than Kamala Harris, yes, that's true. If you want to say that Donald Trump got most of the votes out of everybody that voted, no, because if you combine Kamala Harris and also the third party votes that was received, Donald Trump didn't even get 50% of the vote. So I mean, most of Americans do not. Say it again.
Can you even include that though?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
like,
facts.
you-
It's
the
actual
300
facts.
The 300
No, I
mil,
don't think so.
includes children.
It's like
that
Yeah,
keep
but
voting.
and you even if you take a look at the amount of registered voters, like it's still not half of the
No,
amount.
are
Of
we
total
going to
registered
talk
voters.
about the total abundance of Biden?
No, what I would like
for
for
the
you to do,
year
Alex.
of more
Give me one
people
second,
that
Matt.
even live in the United
No,
States.
Alex, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to get any type of source, because I am sorry, you've been up here talking about your feelings and what you think, and actually openly admitting that you don't actually have any proof of anything that you're going to say, but you're just going to keep saying it. That's weird.
I have a question.
Give me 1 second, Matt. I'm sorry, Matt. I apologize. W's in the chat for Kayla. Kayla sent a $2 donation saying, "I'm willing to bet that Alex's vote comes down to bigotry and excuses." Yes. Yes.
Bigotry and
W's in the
excuses
chat for Haley. Haley sent a $1 donation saying, "Alice is ignorant with no self-control. Undocumented immigrants pay into Social Security." We know that, Haley. She doesn't know. She's already admitted that she doesn't know things.
Oh,
so
all
there's
the
that.
Venezuelan gangs they were paying in. Yeah, of course they were.
Yeah, Alex, I'm sorry. There's nothing that you can actually say at this moment. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that you can say at this moment that's going to give you any type of credence, Alex, because we have established, Alex, we have established that you don't have facts. So if you don't have facts, you don't know anything. So go get a source, and then we can actually talk. W's in the chat as well. I see Sir Bopides over on YouTube and said, "Which state is Alex from?" Alex is from Florida. That says a lot. Matt, you had a question.
Yeah, so we're talking about like the numbers of people voting. I would just wonder for you, where do you think from 2020 to 2024 you see the drop off of about 15 million voters on the Biden side? Where did those votes go then?
It wasn't 15 million. After all of the numbers ended up flushing out, I think it was like close to 9 or something. It was like,
so where did 10 million people go in the case of 4 years?
Yeah, no, I can definitely let you know. So it for me, it boils down to multiple factors, right? It boils down to the fact that Joe Biden actually broke a contract with the Democratic Party, right? Joe Biden told the Democratic Party that he was going to be a one-term president. He said that he was going to be a bridge candidate, and he wasn't. He broke his promise, and that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, right? And then you couple it with multiple factors. You couple it with the fact that people don't understand things. They don't understand inflation, right, Matt? Most people blame Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for inflation when you and I both know that inflation was global, right? It wasn't just something that happened here in the US, and it wasn't caused by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And so you look at that, and then you also talk about the fact that that there were people who had protest votes, and they thought that they were going to have some type of moral high ground. So they decided to actually, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein, or I'm going to vote for RFK. That's why, you know, that subsection of voters actually kept Donald Trump from technically winning the popular vote with not getting 50%. And then last but not least, Matt, the United States of America is based, founded, rooted, and very well versed in racism and sexism. And there is no way in the world that a majority of people are going to let that black woman become president. That's why white men showed up and voted at a clip that they had never voted at before.
Come on.
It was protect. No, that's the truth.
That's a bad. That's okay, a bad cool. Argument.
No. Wait. First and foremost, it's a actual compilation of an argument because there's multiple factors. But tell me why white men specifically showed up and voted at the highest clip that they have ever voted for. And the majority of those white men voted for Donald Trump. And the majority of those white men are, I don't want to call them uneducated, but not college educated people.
I mean, I would say that I'm in a swing state, so I think a lot of my friends are in the same boat, and we just realized that the economy is something that's just triggered, and that's the overall reason I voted for Trump. I think that
Well,
there needs to be immediate change.
And listen, Matt, I'm not talking about you because again, like you and I've been we've been doing this for a while, and you seem intellectually honest, right? And I'm not doubting the things that you're saying, but you asked the question, what happened? And I think it was a compilation of a lot of things, because I talk to people here on this app every single day, and I talk to plenty of white men who will openly say, well, if it was Joe Biden, I would have voted for Biden over Trump, but I just didn't like Kamala Harris. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why didn't you like Kamala Harris? And well, just because of the way she talked. Like they didn't have anything. They openly admit that they don't know anything, and that's where they go.
So say I agree with you on that point.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with me that at least a percentage of the mail-in ballots were false or cured?
No, I don't have any evidence to believe it. I mean, and the reason why I say that, I'm not saying that there's not a possibility. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that it's not probable.
Okay.
Joey, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Joey, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Joey, question for you.
Well, I got a question for you first. That's why I got on.
Hold on, I'm the host. Or you know what? Okay, fair. You know what? I'm feeling good. Let me do this, Joey. Let me read these off, and then I'll let you ask your question. W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $3 donation saying, tell her to update her MAGA talking points, PDF file ASAP. Cue my dad's voice. Get your behind off TikTok live. You're embarrassing yourself in front of these people. Alex, you're intellectually inequipped for this conversation. Jesse, we knew for a fact that she didn't have any type of facts, information, nothing. W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation saying undocumented immigrants pay taxes with their ITIN number. They pay nearly $100 billion in taxes, according to our internal tax policy center, where where's her source that they don't? Listen, we agreed, and she admitted she doesn't have sources. She's just up here to, spewing stuff from the seat of her pants. W's in the chat for Brenda, who sent a $5 donation. Thank you so much for that $5 donation, Brenda. You are absolutely too kind. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're a friendly, please do not request up. I am not talking to friendlies. This is Sparring with Santana. We got Joey up here, and Joey has a question for me. Joey, the floor is yours.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. What was your name? Let me see. Santana?
You got it, buddy.
Hey, okay. Okay. Well, damn it. Sorry about that.
No worries.
On your statement a while ago that you said that you believe that more white men turned out because of bigotry or racism because Kamala was a black female. Wait a minute. Well, why wouldn't that have been Kamala? Some people are, I'm sorry, I got a pronunciation of her name wrong. I was just used to everybody calling her Kamala.
That's because of racism.
Oh, well, maybe so. But why wasn't that the case with President Obama then?
Do you know what the patriarch is?
The patriarch, no.
Okay.
But why wasn't that the case with Obama?
Sure, because of the patriarch. I highlighted that the W's in the chat for K. I highlighted the fact that that people would not vote for that black woman, i.e., black woman. I absolutely believe if there was a black man that was actually running against Donald Trump, that they would have won the election. And there was no way that someone was going to put a black, or not no one, but there was no way that these people were, again, racism and sexism is deeply rooted within the country. There's no way that they were going to show up and put this black woman in the highest office in the land. So when you talk about President Obama, yes, he was a black man. So maybe
it was just a woman thing, because they also chose not to put Hillary Clinton in there.
Combination. Exactly. So, again, this country is sexist. Yeah, this country is
not a racist.
It's both. It's both. This country is deeply rooted in racism and sexism. Hey, Joey, who was the Constitution written for?
The people.
What people?
We the people.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
No, it was
what?
not.
Okay.
The Constitution was specifically written for white men who own land. Specifically, everything else had to be amended, and they had to actually put in rights for women and for black people, everyone else. The Constitution was literally written specifically for white men that own land, not just white men, but white men that own land. This country is deeply rooted in racism and sexism and classism.
Okay. Okay. Well, you cleared it up for me. You know, I was just wanting to know your belief on that, but you know, I still don't agree with the racism so much, because then I don't believe if that were the case that Obama would ever made it to the White House.
Okay, cool. How many presidents have we had in our country history?
I don't know. Are we on 57 now?
57. We're on 57. We're on 57. How many of those 57 presidents has been black?
Just Obama that I know about. How many have run?
Just the one. Yeah, more.
But how many?
But so wait, so you're saying in the entire history of the country, there's only been one black man that's ever been equipped to hold the office of the presidency. One, just this one black man. Barack Hussein Obama is the one. He is Neo in the Matrix. He is the one. You're telling me that there has never been another black man equipped to actually be president of the United States?
No, I think Ben Carson would have been well equipped.
Why?
He's a very smart man. He was the.
What?
I mean,
he's Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon. He's not someone. He never held political office. What are you talking about?
He never held political office, but I mean, does that mean that a person is not intelligent enough to make decisions because they've never held political office?
Being the president takes more than just being smart. Being the president takes more than just being smart. Like, that's the problem that I have with people that vote for Donald Trump or voted for Donald Trump. Said, well, he's a businessman. He's a businessman. This country's a business. He's going to run this country like a business. He's a businessman. The simple fact of the matter is that this country takes a lot more than just one facet in order to run it. And our government is multifaceted. And for you to have someone who has never been a civil servant and to put them in the highest office in the land without ever serving on any level of government is absolutely insane, because they're not prepared for what it takes. That's why Donald Trump, not only did he have so many problems in his first administration, he wouldn't listen to the people that he should listen to. He fired so many people that tried to keep him in check. And then you couple that with him actually not even being receptive to the things that Barack Obama did before him, like the pandemic response team, and him getting rid of that just because it had Barack Obama's name on it. Like, all of these things led to our country being greatly impacted. And now you have him back in office. Yes, he has 4 years of experience as being a president before, but now he has a dangerous agenda behind him and people who are only out for themselves, and they're looking to pick the bones out of our country. And having someone that hasn't served in office is not a good thing.
Okay. As far as the businessman part, I was a union electrician for 35 years. The union, of course, you know, the union, pretty much all the unions support the Democrats. For years, they always told us this country would be so much better. Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit. For one thing, it was President Clinton implemented NAFTA. Are you familiar with NAFTA?
Yes,
the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Mm-hmm. NAFTA didn't cause manufacturing to go away, if that's what you're going to say. Go ahead.
Well, it opened the door.
It did have some type of impact on it, but it didn't. There was multiple factors that caused manufacturing to actually dip off here in the United States.
My point being is, for years, the union said, if we they were televisions and electronics that were made here, but they were phased out because of Sony, Samsung being so much cheaper. So for years, the union that I was in said everything that Donald Trump's doing now, that if we ever had a president that would do that, that it would take time, but it would make our economy so much better. And now that he's doing it, they hate it. It's wrong. They
so you know what the difference is, though?
years.
Like it's so short-sighted to say, oh, this would actually work because of just these simple reasons, while not looking at the geopolitical climate, right? Without understanding that just because there's tariffs in place, that's not going to actually stop other countries from producing goods at a cheaper cost, whether it be the actual amount that they're willing to spend on the actual material or the amount that they actually spend on paying people. And even when you talk about implementing tariffs, yes, you implement tariffs, but then at the same time, the actual cost is still going to be more on the U.S. made good versus the cost and on the imported good. So at the end of the day,
Not
the
if they
actual people
adjust
pay
the
more.
cost. Not if they adjust
Who's
the cost.
adjusting costs, friend?
The tariffs. And not if we adjust the cost where the imported goods are higher than our own goods here. People are going to
wait. So
American
do you understand the level of a tariff that you would have to actually put on a good to make it cost more to be imported versus being made here in the U.S.?
That's what they're doing now.
No, it's not.
Some stuff he was proposing like a 20 or 30% tariff.
That's absolutely not enough. Give me 1 second, Joey. Guys, welcome in Parker Raid. Welcome in to the people that are coming in from the Parker Raid. Guys, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are friendly, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 250,000 likes. Let's get the shares up as well. Please do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We're only talking to Trump supporters. Tap the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. It's little donuts. Doing all these things help boost the live. Also, if you want to support, you can definitely do so. Just like Rodney sent a $5 donation saying, glad to see you're still educating the naysayers. You know it. You absolutely know it. And also, W's in the chat for Rhonda, who sent a $3 donation, said, did he say Ben Carson? He absolutely said Ben Carson. W is in the chat for Rhonda for that $3 donation. W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation saying, funny how he's advocating for someone who hasn't been in office and just smart, but a woman who's been involved in politics for 20 plus years and is so extremely smart isn't qualified. We know why. Haley, we know why. W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $5 donation, says, I was a former union shops steward. Republicans in my 8 years as a shop steward never advocated for or put forth a policy that would benefit union workers. So if you had evidence of that, please present it. Yeah, I didn't know any of that either. But W's in the chat for Jesse. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. And if you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat over on YouTube and I will read it out. Also, guys, we have memberships over in YouTube. If you are interested in becoming a subscriber or member, go ahead and join. You get access to our Discord. You get priority when it comes to actually messages. You get YouTube only lives, all of those amazing things. So like the stream, super chats, and also memberships. Joey.
But you're saying we know why. Wait a minute. You're saying we know why. I would vote for Candace Owens in a heartbeat.
Why do you guys always say Candace Owens?
Well, I mean, what's wrong with it?
She's not Candace Owens has a podcast. That's it.
Whatever but she is a black female
woman.
Black woman. Okay.
Why do you say black like that? Why is the B so strong?
Oh God, come on, man.
I'm just listen. Joey, just keep it funky with me for a second. Why do you say it like that?
The reason I said it like that with so much emphasis because you're saying that
hold on 1 second, Joe. Hold on 1 second. Matt, I want you to come off mute and say it.
Say what?
Say what he just said.
Black?
Say the whole thing.
I wasn't really paying attention.
He said woman afterwards. He said woman afterwards. Or
I said female.
Black female.
Oh, black woman. Yeah. But Joey said black.
Yeah, because
anyway, hold on. So and just an FYI, it's woman, not female, right?
Well, I said it like that because you were saying that that I was racist because I wouldn't want to vote for Kamala.
Well, I mean, the
Kamala,
fact that you can't get her
Kamala.
name right is racist, but the fact that you didn't
Yeah.
want to vote for her is
Kamala,
sexist.
Kamala.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll just
I'm
call
not.
her Harris.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
you can
call her
definitely do
Harris
that.
like we call Trump, Biden.
Yeah,
I'll call
I
her
mean,
Harris if I
sure.
can't remember her name.
Yeah, sure. I mean, she is the most qualified candidate to ever seek the office of the presidency for her first term. So, I mean, there's that.
But the reason I said black like that was because meaning that Candace Owens is black also.
Yeah, she's a black woman, but holy smokes, again, just the way that hits the ear. Candace Owens, you guys always go to Candace Owens for some weird reason. Like Candace Owens,
I believe she's very smart.
It doesn't matter about her being smart. You keep saying that. It doesn't matter about just being smart. It's not just about being smart. She has no political acclimate.
You're right. But what matters to me is the morality. And that's what I feel. That's why, like I said, for 35 years, I was a union electrician. All we did was vote Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. I mean, when we went to the union hall, the union meetings, they wanted us to vote straight Democratic ticket, which I did religiously in support of my union and in the beliefs that the Democratic Party was for the middleman or the labor or the common worker, blue collar job, which I don't believe anymore. And so in that aspect, I believe it's a morality issue. I mean, I'm sorry to say, and that may sound racist, all the LBGT stuff, that guy that we had, the long-haired guy that we had, what was he? The health advisor? That freaky looking guy.
Whoa, hold on. Okay,
hair.
hold on, Joey. Hold on. Because we are not doing that. We are absolutely not doing that. Absolutely not doing that. Take a whole step back. W's in the chat for Kimberly. Kimberly sent a $1 donation saying, just want to make sure you got my last one. Love you. No, Kimberly, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see anything. This is the only thing, but thank you for the $1 donation. W's in the chat for Jesse. Jesse sent a $3 donation, said, so Joe, please show us where Republicans have advocated for or put forth any policy to benefit union workers. We'll wait. We know for a fact that they haven't. We know that they haven't. Also, W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation saying they say Candace Owens because she upholds white supremacy. We know that. We know what they're about. We know these things. W's in the chat for everyone who sent those donations, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. I see there's a box full of people. Listen, I saw someone saying, let me at this guy. If you are not a Trump supporter, please get out of the box. If you are not a Trump supporter, please get out of the box. This is not, hold on one second, Joey. This is not Late Nights with Santana. This is Sparring with Santana. I am not talking to any friendlies. Please do not request up. If you are a friendly, we're only talking to Trump supporters. So if you're in the box and you're hoping to actually speak with Joey, please drop out. You can tap the screen, share the live. You can put comments in. If you want to send a donation, I'll read your message out. But please do not request up. Joey.
Yeah, they weren't listening. I said I was a union, and that's when they pushed us to vote. I don't support the unions anymore either. I believe the unions are trash. And I work for a large pipeline company. I make probably twice the money I made in the union. I have 3 times a vacation and benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't believe in the unions. I had so many times that I ran union jobs. I was, like I said, been an electrician for 35 years.
Yeah.
And guys.
Yeah, like, I mean, and so but this is the thing, and this is the thing that we have to understand, is that the Republican Party hasn't been beneficial to union workers. They also haven't been beneficial. They haven't been beneficial to anyone overall, right? Because the unions try to tear companies down. Yeah, that's not true. The union that is true. I've been doing it. I've worked around it 35 years. I hear you. That's exactly what union busters say. I didn't see this earlier. Let me read this out. W's in the chat for Grandmaster RNC, who's over on Twitch. I'm sorry I missed this. Who sent 100 bits to say there have been only 12 African Americans that have run for office. Listen, that's my point, right? we understand that there have been more than enough people that are qualified, but at the same time, they have not gotten said opportunity. With that being said, like there's a lot to what you're saying, and even more so with what you're saying, Joey, it's just not accurate, right?
No,
The
it is.
Republican
I've
Party,
been
no,
on the job.
I hear you.
Unions
I hear your
sabotage
Joey. I
companies.
hear your feelings. I hear your
I
feelings.
know
I
this
do.
for a fact, bro.
Listen,
Unions
listen. I
sabotage
hear
jobs.
your feelings, but the simple fact of the matter is that unions overwhelmingly protect workers. When you have
Yeah.
people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk who are actively infringing,
But they want to do it by screwing the company over, and you have to have the company.
No,
Wait a minute.
you
have to have the
unions
company.
overwhelmingly protect people's
They
right
do.
to be able to
I'm
work.
agreeing with
But
you.
then
I'm
when you
agreeing
talk
with
about
I'm
people like
agreeing
Donald
with
Trump and Elon Musk, they're actively being union busters
Yeah.
because they understand that eliminating unions will make whatever they're trying to get across way more easier when it comes to actually stripping away those protections when it comes to workers,
Of course, because the Republicans believe in the trickle-down theory.
which is
You know
it doesn't work.
How do you
work.
know? It
When,
because,
okay, how long
let's
is
say
how
it
long? No,
doesn't
no.
work.
How long has trickle down theory been around? Or trickle down? How long has that been around?
Since the beginning, I guess. So
Beginning
let's
of what?
just say since
Wait. Beginning of what, Joe?
the 1900s.
The beginning of 1900s.
Yeah.
Who told us that we should believe in trickle down economics, Joey?
Who told us?
Yeah. Where did the idea come from?
I don't know. To me, it's kind of common sense because if we didn't have, let me
Ronald
just
Reagan.
ask,
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald
Reagan.
Reagan.
Was Ronald Reagan the early 1900s?
He wasn't the first one that believed that idea.
He was the first one to push that idea
Okay.
because we understand, but before Ronald Reagan pushed the idea of trickle down economics, the actual federal minimum wage and the actual cost of living were on a parallel growth curve.
So he came up with the term, but the thought was always there. You know, what was the
Just
first
listen for a
union
second,
that-
Joey. Just listen for a second.
Okay.
They were on a parallel course where yes, the actual cost of living increased, but the actual federal minimum wage, they were actually trending together. So as the more expensive it got to actually live here in the country, the more people started to make, right? But then Ronald Reagan told everyone, hey, if you give all these rich people, if you give all these corporations, if you give them all the money, then they'll trickle it down and then people will have a better life, right? They will be better stewards of this money and it'll allow us to actually be able to live better lives. That's what they said. And from that point, we have seen the actual cost of living in the United States continue to skyrocket, where the federal minimum wage has only been increased one time, creating a greater wealth disparity. Disparity. There it is, guys.
The minimum wage is a lot higher than it was when I was 16 years old.
How old are you? 92?
Yeah, 56.
It's been raised one time, but the point is the cost of
seems a
living
lot
has
higher.
continued to actually skyrocket, while the actual federal minimum wage has not increased at all. That's the problem. And these companies, they don't trickle anything down. The companies, all they actually do is whenever they actually make more money, they give bonuses to their C-suite, and then they actually pay out stock dividends. They don't actually give that money to their employees. That's why you have companies like Walmart, where Walmart workers are out on SNAP benefits because Walmart doesn't pay a livable wage.
I agree with that. But what I meant by
down to education though, and being
Say it again?
financially literate.
I think it's more than that. I mean, I understand like your point with financial literacy, and I do think that's a necessity. But I think also just saying that, give people better tools to make better decisions is not just the only thing that can be done. I think there's more things that can be put in place that would help people understand and actually be able to be able to be better stewards of the money. And also when you talk about like the fact that the wealth gap is so great, and the actual imbalance as far as people with opportunities, like it's multifaceted, and so you can't just say, oh, make smarter decisions and you'll know. So W's in the chat for Grandmaster, who sent another 100 bits over on Twitch to say the term trickle down economics gained prominence in the 1980s, particularly during the Ronald Reagan's presidency, when his administration implemented tax cuts for the wealthy with the idea that these cuts would stimulate growth that would benefit everyone. Absolutely, and it absolutely did not. W's in the chat for Wendy. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Wednesday sent a $2 donation saying, "What's his morals? How do they align with Trump?" We'll get into that in just a second. W's in the chat for Jeremy. Jeremy sent a $5 donation saying, as the great Raptor Ren says, you didn't. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. I know what you're talking about though. And then you sent $10. Okay. W's in the chat for Jeremy, who sent a $10 donation saying, the only thing that trickles down is piss. W's in the chat for that donation, guys. W's in the chat for Audition, who sent a $1 donation saying Candace Owens always says racist. I'm assuming that you're saying racist stuff. Yeah, she opposed white supremacy. W's in the chat for Lee, who sent a $5 donation saying Joey voted for morality, yet he voted for an adjudicated essayer who cheated on all of his wives. Huh? Anyways, love you, Santana. Get him. You know it, Lee. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. W's in the chat for Jesse, who sent a $3 donation saying Candace Owens is MAGA's forever tap dancing. She never advocates for black people, but is so quick to stick up for MAGA and white men overwhelmingly. Yes, we know this. W's in the chat for John. John sent a $5 donation saying, "Oh, this is from Sir Bobbles. Sir Bobbles. If merit-based pay was the best, if merit-based pay is the best, why aren't you paid lower since you were challenging your employers?" Absolutely. Guys, W's in the chat for everyone for those donations. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. Hey, Matt, I'm going to drop you down, okay?
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thank you for coming up. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. If you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, do all the wonderful things. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 300,000 likes. If we can also knock out those heart hands, that's the daily gift goal. That would help boost the live as well. So do all the wonderful things. Tap the screen, share the live. Let's be engaged. Wilbert, are you a Trump supporter? Wilbert, are you a Trump supporter? Okay, Wilbert, I'm gonna drop you down. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana. Yes. Kev, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I worked on his campaign as well. How you doing, buddy?
I am.
Are you happy that Trump's your president?
You know what? I'm not, but you know what? I actually have someone better that I would like to actually have you ask that question to. Parker.
I already know Parker. Parker and I know each other.
Do you? So Parker's already dog walked you before?
Nah, nope.
I don't believe that.
Just remember this. Trump is your president. There's nothing you can do about it.
And you guys are making more money off the backs of more substance.
Hold up, Kev. Can I ask you a question? So I understand Trump is our president. Do you acknowledge that Joe Biden was your president in 2021?
Yes, I've met him multiple times. I even worked on his campaign at one time. Yes.
So why can't Trump acknowledge that?
It doesn't matter what Trump says back in the past about Biden. What matters right now is right now. And he's
right now he says
God-loving president, and he's the best person for the job.
Kev.
Well, he was better than Karen Harris.
What? Kamala? You say Karen?
Karen. I call her Karen.
Yeah,
she slept her way to the top.
Okay, what evidence do you have of that, Kev? What evidence do you have that she quote unquote slept her way to the top?
Exactly.
That's the way it is.
No, what evidence do you have? Who did she sleep with?
She's the very first Indian woman, not black. She's
a black one. No. Hey, Kev, are you a black man? Are you black?
That's racist.
Yes or no?
No, not black.
You're not black, so you're not you're not the arbiter of what is black. If you are not a black man,
Indian, buddy.
Okay, so
you can be black. Wait, hold up. Hold up. You can be black.
Joey.
Hey Kev, you can be black and Indian. I'm sorry that your brain can't fathom that, but you can be black and Indian. I'm sorry to break it to you.
That's what happens when you have two rocks clacking around your head. You don't understand things.
I can't help you,
Kevin,
guys.
No one cares. No one cares what you think about her being a black woman. She's
Everybody
a black
cares
woman.
what I think, obviously.
No, you want to know how much people don't care what you think, Kev?
What?
That much. That much, bud. No one cares.
Hey,
No one cares.
Parker,
What up?
That's good.
Yeah. What's going on? Hold on 1 second, Joey. Let me get this switch around. Joey, wait, Joey, were you talking to Parker before?
No.
Oh, okay. Have you met Parker?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Joey, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Why'd you do that?
I just thought it was a morality issue to me. Santana didn't want to go there, but
Oh no, we were going to get into the morality issue. You were just talking about all the other things.
What was he? The health advisor, or the secretary of health?
He said he would vote for Ben Carson as president.
That big fat white guy that had the long blonde hair. I was like,
talking about the one. Yeah, again, I don't want. Listen, I'm not going to do the transphobia with you. So either you can push off of that point, or we can you can keep going.
Okay,
I'm not going to go down transphobia lane with
okay,
you.
I'll leave it alone.
Gross.
He asked me.
No,
yeah, but
do
you have any economic policies of Donald Trump's that you like?
Yeah, I believe the tariffs that we're going to place on the imports are going to help bring back production here in the States. And which is what I was saying earlier when I was a Democrat and I was a union worker. That was their basis. That was what was discussed at every meeting for 35 years that I went to. That if we could implement taxes and tariffs on imports and goods that came from other countries, that would bring back production here. They always preached us, don't buy foreign cars.
Joey, here's my question.
Don't buy foreign electronics.
Joey, here's my question. Why do you need to incentivize domestic manufacturing to be in the United States? Why do we have to be the manufacturers?
I'm sure it would help our economy. I mean, to me, that's common sense.
Actually, no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. The reason why
it would create jobs.
The reason why it wouldn't help our economy is because it is the case that we have like an opportunity cost where we're going to be losing out on other more profitable actions that people could be engaging in, right? Because it is the case that we're propping up certain aspects of the market in terms of production, right? That we otherwise don't have a comparative advantage to produce.
Are you saying that we don't need jobs here?
Here, let me give you an example. Would you want to restrict certain technologies from being able to be used so that you can increase the amount of jobs? Because if you got rid of certain technologies on like agricultural fields, you'd increase the amount of jobs because you'd require more human laborers in order to get all the crops. But it would also reduce the yield of these crops and make our economy less efficient, because instead of people doing other sorts of things that are more productive, given that we can just do that with a greater level of access to technology, right? Instead, they'd be working in the fields.
That's what about the what do they call it? The checkout lines that are automated
with $5.
That's a perfect example there.
The only reason we haven't fully transitioned to those is because it increases the likelihood where people would steal.
But look at how many jobs that's done away with already, and how many it will in the future.
Yeah, that's called automation and technology. Do you disagree with automation?
To a point. I mean, where it's going to hurt our own economy.
Okay, well then,
yeah.
Did you disagree with all the automation of the Industrial Revolution? Right, like all the machinery that we have used to make it more efficient.
Oh, Kara, thank you for the fighter jets. That is awesome.
I don't, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm kind of like torn between these, because I mean, if we come up with some sort of machine, a robot or computer that's going to completely do away with the need for any manpower, any people to operate, then where are we going to be at then?
If no one is needed to work, then we would just be able to pay everyone stuff and we wouldn't have to work. But that's not the society we live in yet. We still have to work in order for people to produce things, right? So there are still going to be jobs. There's jobs will be created in other sorts of sectors of the economy. Like, think about it. Like, jobs in social media didn't exist 100 years ago. Okay,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for the dancing bear. It's crazy.
Due to technology, like, it led to more jobs being created within certain sectors in which didn't exist prior. The same way it led to certain jobs not existing that did prior.
Right, but things like this aren't going to happen overnight. Just like
I understand.
I think it was President Biden said he made one statement that he wanted to do. And I know I'll have to find this, but I have seen a video where he said he would like to have all gasoline vehicles done with by the year 2030. And he made that speech several times, or he made that statement several times. This was way back, but he said by 2030.
That's not true.
When was it? It wasn't very
He doesn't want to do away with gas cars. What Biden wants to do is by 2035, he wants to limit the production of gas cars so that it's more electric cars.
I thought he said he wanted to stop it by then. At first, he did say something to that.
No, you're talking about 20. I'm pretty sure it's 2045, 2050.
And also specifically the time frame that you were talking about, they were talking about actually transitioning federal vehicles over to electric vehicles as far as being able to purchase federal vehicles.
Yeah, we're just talking about production of vehicles, not like vehicles that already exist. So if you have a gas car, you'll still be able to use a gas car.
It was production, but I believe it was 2035.
Yeah, again, that was
actually. I do think that's for California. Actually, now that I think about it, it is for California. I think 2045 was
California
Biden.
did. Yeah. Thank you for sending. Someone just sent out 5 subs. I miss who that was. Thank you for Moz. Can someone get the name for me? Whoever that was. Thank you so much for the 5 subs.
As well, it is. I think it's Sassy Girl. That's their name. As well as Dale. Thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Also, Gucci, thank you for the 10. Why can't these billionaires buy less yachts and less mansions so they can hire and pay workers? Why do they need more tax cuts? I completely agree. W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation saying, and Joey thinks racism didn't play a part in the election. Look how this man literally set and invalidate her entire race. That's exactly what this guy did while he was up here. Also, guys, again, W's in the chat for Sassy. Thank you so much for that actual sending out the sub, Sassy. You're absolutely far too kind. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. We got my guy Parker up here. Make sure we are taking care of Parker. Guys, do all the wonderful things. Make sure we're blowing up his gifts and also hitting his pay links. Let's show Parker some love. We appreciate Parker. Also, Parker, you got anything else for Joey? Because I'm going to have to go ahead and get him off.
No, I don't have anything else.
All right, Joey,
well, see y'all guys later. I appreciate you. Hey, it was interesting.
Guys, welcome in. Keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 350,000 likes. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana. When we are only looking for Trump supporters. Do not request up if you are not a Trump supporter. We are only looking to speak with Trump supporters. If you are in the box and you are not a Trump supporter, make sure you drop out.
Yo, Stefani, thank you so much for the $20 for keeping debates Parker's job. Yeah, thank you so much, Stefani. I really appreciate the YouTube super chat. Thank you. We're going to get someone up here for debates right now. If you're on YouTube, do make sure to like the stream. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. Let's get up to 500,000 likes here on the Santana stream, everyone. I really would appreciate that. Plus, make sure to follow Santana if you have not already here on TikTok as well as on YouTube if you have not.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you. Let's see here. We got another person loading up right now. Will Westmore, thank you for the 10 subs. W's in the chat for Will. You are awesome, Will. William, are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, William, question for you. What's been Donald Trump's best deal so far? Is it when he actually traded Medicaid for billionaire welfare? Was it the fact that he traded Ukraine for Russian loyalty, the economy for tariffs, U.S. pride for his ego, or the Oval Office for $290 million? Which deal do you think has been best?
The overall momentum that he's bringing
for the pot of gold. What momentum?
Yeah, with all of it. I mean, you know, of course, those are your perspectives about what he's doing. But I'll just tell you this about the $290 million for the Oval Office. Nobody gets complete power and gives it to somebody else. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay. And let me tell you this. I want to say this about
William.
Kamala.
So William, I have a question. Are you Christian?
Absolutely.
Don't you think God did that?
Did what?
Don't you think God has complete power, but he also gives power to human beings, like in terms of free will?
Not his power. He's God. He's omnipotent. He's omnipresent.
But we're in the middle of the
He can't give you that. He can't give you that. But he can give you his blessing to do something, but he can't give you what he is because we're not that.
We're the image of God, right? Made in the image of God.
that's an image. Think about what an image is. An image is
a
an image
reflection
is
of me.
looking like something, right? Absolutely. An image. We can't do what God does. But I wanted to mention, I really just got on to say this about Kamala. This is my take on being black.
Okay.
You can be black if you're raised by black people, around black people. If that happens, Parker could be black.
Yeah, that's not
That's
how it
an
works.
insane.
Absolutely.
That's an insane
That's
claim.
absolutely not
That
how it
is an
works.
insane claim.
No, it's true.
So
It's true.
first and foremost, William, race is based on phenotypical characteristics, right? But they're trying to invalidate Kamala Harris for being a black woman because that she's multiracial, right? I mean, that's why they keep saying that. But even more so, they try to invalidate her experience as a black woman. So I guess, William, your perspective is
There has to be a cultural component. The cultural component is
so
who you're around.
Right, I hear you, William. So is your standpoint, is she or is she not black?
I don't think you can be both, but she was raised, whoever raised her, that's the culture she has. Now I don't know who that is. I know her father was
William.
supposed to be a black man.
William, so to clarify, you think that if I was adopted by like two parents that were black, right, and I was raised around siblings that were black, that I would be black?
Man, I know some gold teeth. They'll slide on you.
Wait, hold on.
I'm serious.
Wait, William. So are you saying that? Wait, so your premise is that gold teeth are the standard of being black?
No, but that's a cultural thing that I rarely see Caucasian people do.
Wait, so William, so all you're saying is that Kamala Harris has to be a part of black culture. Well, then what we would argue is that Kamala Harris has been a part of black culture, whether it be the HBCUs that she went to, Howard University.
That doesn't make you black, sir.
What? Okay, well, you said, okay, so being a part of the culture doesn't make you black. That's what you just were arguing.
No, going to school, school is a singular.
A school is a part of culture.
Going to school.
Hold on.
William, if you get a degree, that's a singular achievement.
William, is school a part of culture?
School is a social dynamic, but it's not part of culture.
What is culture? What is culture?
Culture is what you eat, what you believe.
Those are all social characteristics, right?
No, that's culture. Your culture is the type of food you eat, the things that you do.
William, okay,
your
wait, William,
Yeah.
stop.
I'm listening. All right, come on.
Where was Kamala Harris born and raised? Thank you for that.
Supposedly in Jamaica.
No,
Canada.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kamala Harris was born and raised in Oakland, California, one of the blackest areas in the country.
Man, Oakland got some nice places.
Oakland, California, one of the blackest areas in the country. What college did she go to?
Oh, I'm not. Oh, she went to Howard
University, the Howard University, one of the most prestigious HBCUs in the country, if not the prestigious.
Yeah, I agree.
What sorority did Kamala Harris join?
AKA
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the first black and oldest black women's sorority in the country.
I'm sorry.
Who did she caucus with? Who did she caucus with in Congress?
Oh, I'm not sure.
The Congressional Black Caucus.
Okay.
So you're telling me a woman that was born and raised in one of the blackest areas in the United States, went to one of the most prestigious HBCUs, crossed the first and oldest black sorority, and spent time in Congress advocating for black people with black people is not a black person?
Well,
make it make sense, William.
I'm getting ready to
make it make sense. Hey, I don't know what that is, but that's freaking cool.
Okay,
Holy smokes.
You getting all of them tonight. One thing
the Interstellar, thank you so much, Adriana, with the Interstellar. Can we get some W for Adriana in the comment section right now for the Interstellar? Thank you so much.
But what she didn't do to me, and it was detrimental, she did not grab the moniker of being African American and speak on it.
She didn't, and I agree, right? She didn't, but she didn't want to make she didn't want to make the actual presidential race about race. right? Donald Trump continue to actually lean into multiple aspects, because we do understand that the United States of America has a premise. They're rooted in racism and sexism. She was battling uphill on two different fronts, while also people not understanding that inflation was not created by the Biden-Harris administration, while also not actually understanding multiple factors. So Donald Trump continued to actually lean into that race factor, playing on people's fears, and that was something that she did not want to engage in. So I agree, she should have engaged in saying that, yes, she is a black woman. She didn't want to do that because she understood what that would actually do to her campaign.
Listen, that was the way that they brought her into the race, in my opinion, because what the Democrats had did by selecting her, it was kind of like they took somebody off the bench. You got LeBron playing. It was like they took somebody off the bench and put them in the game instead of putting the starter in.
William, I have a question. Do you think Joe Biden was a better candidate?
I think as far as established, yes. If when it comes down to that, he had the name recognition.
You're trolling.
No, I'm not. No, I'm absolutely not.
So if there was a race between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, you would have voted for Joe Biden?
Yes. Because William, let me explain it to you.
William.
I told my buddy that
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
William, cut it out. Absolutely cut it out. Also, man, that doesn't affect your stream.
Yeah, I do that just in case, because last time I think it did. I think it went into my monetization. Yeah.
Oh, it's never gotten mine.
Yeah, so I halfway through you doing it, if I hit mute on my mic aux, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
It was weird.
Give me a second. W's in the chat for Journey. Journey sent a $1 donation. Thank you so much for that $1 donation. W's in the chat for Priscilla, who sent a $1 donation, says, "Does Uncle Ruckus have the opposite of MJ?"
Cut it out.
I don't have no idea. W's in the chat for Kimberly, who sent a $5 donation. Santana, your energy is 10 out of 10. Love seeing you supportive. When you are co-hosting the energy, you want everyone to. It's infectious. Thank you so much. You're absolutely amazing. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Carla, who sent a $10 donation, saying, "I appreciate the way that you define our political views with logic and respect to others." Thank you so much for that. W's in the chat for Corey. What up, Corey, who sent a $5 donation, saying, "This is from Trinity." Oh, thank you. W's in the chat for Daniel, who sent a $5 donation, saying, "Thank you for dropping knowledge on this MAGA fools. You know it." W's in the chat for Christopher, who sent a $3 donation, saying, "Friendly reminder that G-Bus was an immigrant who loved the poor, disabled, and everyone in between, including everything, ladies and gentlemen." Also, W's in the chat for Haley, who sent a $1 donation, saying, "So if Santana was raised by two white people, would he no longer be black?" That's a good question. Also, W's in the chat for Jay Mule, who sent a $1.99 over on YouTube for the super chat to say, "Who gave Uncle Ruckus a TikTok?" I have no idea.
Danielle, thank you so much for the $5, and Dawn, thank you for $10. Thank you so much. Jordan, thank you so much for the $1.
I appreciate all your fans. I mean, I'm a fan myself. I think that you're a cordial person, very professional. You keep everything in order, man. You know, it's really refreshing to come and speak with you. You know, you're intelligent. You stand your ground. We don't agree on basically anything, but I do appreciate and recognize that you're on a higher echelon.
If you can say all of that, then what basis for actually voting for Donald Trump? Because he's not someone that has been or is currently being beneficial for everyday Americans. So what was your actual logic behind voting for him?
I had confidence in him. And I still do. I have confidence in him, man.
How
confidence does a lot of things in this world.
How so? What confidence? What did he do to instill confidence in you?
He did what he said he was gonna do.
Like
the things that he did, I saw an effect.
You're being super general. You're being super general.
No. When he lowered the taxes, I saw the actual effect that it had on people that were working. They got more money in their hands.
W's in the chat for Jamie for the $50 donation. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, Jamie. 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Jamie, and also 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Jesse, who sent a $1 donation saying, "Question: What did Kamala Harris do that was so bad to support a rapist?" Yeah, I was absolutely going there. So you think that the actual tax cuts, the TCJA, was a beneficial thing, and you said you saw the benefits of it?
Yeah,
Ashley, think of the $5. Thank you.
With my peers, not just myself, with my peers, my girlfriend. It was like an immediate raise. I saw that with my own eyes. So
so Donald Trump's tax cut. Do you think the taxes were too high under the Biden-Harris administration?
Well, they were too high for. I don't know if Biden actually had. Oh, you talk about now? No, it's still Trump's tax cuts. As far as I understand.
So Biden. So under the Biden administration, taxes were good.
Yeah, it was the same as Trump's, but it was certain other things that I was against, like
Journey. Thank you so much for the donation, Journey.
You know,
it was in the chat for Journey for the donation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily just what they did politically in a sense, but it was some other things, ABs and things like that. I'm just not for. So it was some policy things, but Joe Biden did what he did. But now we have to look forward, and if y'all don't get an understanding quickly, you're gonna have a long time to be angry. So you don't have to get on board. I didn't like Obama, but I had to suck it up and see what happened. So that's what we all have to do, man. We're all Americans. That's the bottom line.
I'm confused what your point is here. Stephanie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Stephanie, thank you so much for $2. Could you name like a Trump Act, or you said the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act? The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, can you name one provision within it that you like?
One provision, it gave people an immediate raise. That's what I saw. It immediately put money on my check.
It did.
It immediately put money on people's check.
Okay, so you're saying by decreasing taxes, did you know that income tax is progressive? So if you do a 2% cut in tax across income tax, that's going to be a disproportionate tax cut for rich people.
Tomato. I can only worry about my wallet.
Yeah, but like you probably don't make over 400K a year, right?
No, I don't.
That's
so then like you want a tax cut, then Kamala Harris would have given you a tax cut. Donald Trump's going to increase your taxes. Tariffs negatively impact you most because they increase how much you're going to be paying on your consumer products, right? Which disproportionately you spend a greater percentage on your income on comparative to Barron Trump or Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Barron Trump will pay less in taxes, whereas you will pay more.
If I make $300,000 a year, I'm paying more taxes than somebody that makes 30, because it's just a percentage thing. If you get a 10% raise and you're making $100,000, it's a lot more money than if you get a 10% raise and you're making 30. So it's by percentages, man. I don't know why people want to hate the rich. Everybody can't be rich, but being rich needs to be in play.
Everybody can't be rich, and everybody can't actually be intellectually honest or understand the premises of multiple things. Guys, W's in the chat for Grandmaster, who sent 100 bits over on TikTok. Over on Twitch, saying the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social groups. Talking about the the whole thing. Listen, William, I'm gonna have to get you up out of here. You're
all
not
right,
actually
appreciate
anything.
you.
I appreciate
it as always.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Vaseline, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Saying, is William a white man? He was not. He was not. W's in the chat for Faith, who sent a $1 donation. Thank you for that $1 donation, Faith. W's in the chat for Ash, who sent a $1 donation, and saying he should just say he hates women. Like, we know. Parker, you got any?
Stephanie, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I really appreciate that. And Raul, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. And Ashley, thank you for the $5. Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday. Good to see you. Been watching for so long. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ashley. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Guys,
thank you so much, everyone.
Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And please make sure we're taking care of my brother Parker while he's here hanging out with us. Guys, I would love to see him walk away with 30K coins. Make sure we're blowing up his gifts. Make sure, listen, we have to show up and show out unlike any other time before. We have to make sure that Parker feels welcome and he wants to come back. So make sure, howdy, partner, we are taking care of Parker. Make sure we're blowing up his gifts, and we are also hitting his pay links. We're going to go ahead and get more people in here. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana. Hey, Parker, you want to do something fun? Take a look at the box real quick.
Let's look at the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh,
W's in the chat for
every day. They're
exactly
here every day.
Exactly. W's in the chat for Silent, who sent a $5 super chat. Say everybody can't be rich, but everybody can be poor what Trump is trying to do and will accomplish. W's in the chat for that super chat. You bringing them in?
That's up to the chat. Up to the chat.
Chat, do you guys want him? Does anybody want to talk to him?
Just letting everyone know, I got like 45 minutes left on the live, 48 minutes left on the live, something like that.
We're not going to waste our time with him then. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
I've talked to this guy before.
You have?
Yep.
He's not loading anyway, so we'll go ahead and get him out of here as well. Let's see. Is it Squash?
Yeah.
Squash, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Did
Parker,
you vote
you
for
see what
Trump?
happens when you blaspheme Jesus, Parker? You get your life banned.
Okay.
That's what you get, Parker.
Appreciate the galaxy.
That's what you
Jesus
get,
fucking
Parker.
Christ. Jesus fucking
That's what
Christ.
you get,
Jesus fucking
Parker.
Christ. You're so mad. Why are you so mad?
No, I'm just passionate, bro.
Yeah,
All right, you guys want to
I
talk
hear
about
you.
abortion?
No, but why are you so
we
mad?
wanna
Why were you just
actually have
screaming?
you,
That's what you get, Parker.
Gonna get you up out the paint. That's what we're gonna do. I have no interest in talking to you, weirdo. Don't come on being weird. Don't come on being weird. Ryan, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
And you voted. You voted for Trump. What's the? Can you turn the
Yeah, I
TV
voted
off in the
for
background,
Trump.
please?
That ain't me.
Hold up, Kev. Can I ask you a question? So I understand.
You have. Oh, I think you have some. Yep. Now swipe back in. W's in the chat for Michael, who sent a $2 donation
we
over
go.
on
My bad.
YouTube to say, "I found you on YouTube." Hallelujah. W's in the chat for that super chat. Ryan, why did you vote for Trump? Well, like what has Donald Trump done to actually benefit everyday Americans since he's been back in office?
I just looked what he did in his first term when the economy was rolling until we had a black swan event like COVID. Inflation was low, unemployment was low. I mean, stock market was up. I mean, just everybody had money and it's expendable money. I mean, I just look at what he was doing.
So you think that Donald Trump was actually setting us up for success before C-19, and even though the actual job growth had started to slow and the economy was starting to dip some right before that, you still think that he actually did anything beneficial for the country? And then the way that he actually handled the pandemic and then tried to overthrow the actual will of the people with January 6th, and then just him coming back and all of the insane things that he has said and done, not even accounting the horrible things that he's done in this past, you still thought that he was a better candidate than Kamala Harris. And today he's tanking the economy, and you still believe that?
Yeah, I do. The economy right now is obviously we're going through a transition period. He even said that there'd be a transition period when you're negotiating tariffs and trying to restabilize all the trade deals.
Wait, so do you think tariffs are a good thing?
They can be a great thing if they're used properly. Absolutely.
Do you think that
about like the Asian manufacturing tariffs that brought all the manufacturing to America?
What is a tariff?
It's the price paid on foreign goods imported into America, and it incentivizes companies to use American companies, which produces more jobs for people, which produces more income for American companies, and just the economy grows as a whole.
Thank you for the
So it's a tax on an imported good. Who pays the tariff?
The companies do. I mean,
which companies?
The companies in America.
So you want American companies?
It's a tax paid on a non-American company. It's to incentivize you from buying from an American company.
So it's not it's not paid by the foreign country.
It has to do with independence.
Ryan.
American independence. Go ahead.
It is not paid for by the foreign country. It is paid for by the American business that's importing the product and passed down to the consumer.
That's what I said. And it's a tax paid on the business. It incentivizes them to buy from an American company instead of a company outside of America and giving our money to other countries.
So given that is true and it causes that, right? Well, you're not taking into account that not only does it increase the price of American consumers, indicating that's a regressive tax, but it also harms many American businesses that rely on aspects of the production process for their companies that come from countries around the world, whether it be material or labor that countries around the world have a competitive advantage for producing. So you're actually harming American businesses, plenty of which rely on American companies around the world to get their products from.
In his first term, the blue collar wages went way up, and a lot of people contribute that to Trump's policies of having stricter immigration policies, so that
No, wrong. There actually was more immigration under Trump's administration in terms of border crossing than at the end of Obama's administration.
and some of that had to do with COVID. Some of that there's more nuance than just basic statistics and how you guys like to spin them, because the encounters under Biden's administration went up to like 4 million or something like that per year, when it was around 400,000 per year under Trump. That's 10 times, which is an absolute catastrophe in handling the border. I mean, look at the numbers. It's a catastrophe. Even Obama was all about strict border policies and making sure that we had legal documented. That's something that Trump and Obama actually agreed on and actually did pretty well at. But Biden and Kamala absolutely dropped the ball with
Well,
it.
that's not true. I mean, because we know for a fact that the Biden-Harris administration, they got into office on January 20th. Less than a month later, they had already introduced legislation to address the issue at the border. There was a bipartisan border bill that was put in place that had already made it to the finish line, but was tripped up by Donald Trump, who actually had them stop that bipartisan bill because he needed something to run on. And then they tried to use the excuse that, oh, they didn't want the funding for other countries to be in that bill. And they stripped that funding out, approved that funding as a standalone, and then had just that bipartisan border bill that would have addressed multiple issues like hiring more judges and actually fixing the process as far as how long it takes to see someone and actually increasing border patrol. And then Donald Trump got that shot down as well, because again, he needed something to run on. Donald Trump did not care about border protection, border security. He didn't care about that at all. He just cared about what he could actually run on. And even more, since he's gotten into office, he's talked about tariffs. He's talked about mass deportation, which of course he hasn't done. He's, engaged in catch and release. But even more than that, he has not once tried to actually talk about bringing a bill that would actually substantially do anything
What is he talking about?
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. Why did you vote for Trump?
I would say like foreign stuff.
What do you mean foreign stuff? YouTube, Twitch. Sorry, I see that it froze for some reason, but we should be back. We're good. What do you mean foreign stuff?
What just happened to my mic?
Well, I mean, my family personally, they were affected by October 7th, so I felt that I should probably vote for him.
Okay, so your family was affected by the attack on October 7th, so you take a position of pro-Israel.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you think the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians is justified?
I wouldn't call it that because it's not their homeland. They were never native to it.
So you think it's okay to force Palestinians out of the land and remove them from the land that they've lived in their whole lives for plenty of Palestinians, right? Because you believe it's their quote unquote not their rightful land, and you only believe it's not ethnic cleansing because you don't believe it's their rightful land. So actually, what basis do you have to say that they're not indigenous to that land?
Well, it's not forcing them out.
You said Palestinians are not indigenous to the land. What is the evidence to support that claim?
Biblical.
I don't take biblical evidence. What
Just say the
historical
Bible.
evidence?
So then why
I need a historical evidence.
So
not
then why
Bible.
do archaeologists use the Old Testament
for the pot of gold
and the New Testament when it comes to like Israel?
It's not a source alone. It is we need to actually get evidence.
Yeah,
right.
does,
To indicate something to be
the
true.
point
Do
still
you have any
stands.
historical evidence?
Well, I mean, we're God's. I don't want to tell you, like we're God's chosen people. Like He chose us.
Okay, so because you're quote unquote God's chosen people, you get to steal their land and kill their children and take it from them.
Absolutely stealing.
Wait, you're forcefully displacing Palestinians and then turning it into
That's
Trump
what
Gaza.
it is. It was never.
Wait, you are forcing them out of their land. Yes, you are.
Hold on. Wait a second.
You are just lying when you're not. When you're saying you aren't forcing it out. This is
Absolutely.
religious extremism. You're in a cult. You're insane.
You're
You believing that you're superior to everyone else because you think you're God's chosen people shows how insane you are as a person.
weird.
And now you're trying to force that on other people by
Yeah.
saying that it's okay
That's
for you
what
to
we-
literally ethnically cleanse the Palestinian population from the Gaza Strip because it is the case that you think that you have a rightful ownership to that land that you've never fucking lived in yourself.
That's what we Jews believe. I don't know what to tell you.
Have you lived there? Have you lived there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What makes you think you have a rightful fucking land?
Exactly.
There. What are you talking about? Shut the hell up.
It's my name. I can trace my ancestral lineage.
And they can too. Palestinians have
can't.
ancestral lineage to that area. Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
No, they cannot.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You are just lying.
I'm not, dude. Oh my
Are you
God.
trolling?
Are. You're
You
using
think
it trying to
Palestinians?
justify your
You
position.
think
You
Palestinians
absolutely are.
don't have any type of ancestry in that land? What an insane person.
The TikTok
Yo,
snatcher.
Chirpism, thank you so much for the $49. Thank you so much for 48. Thank you so much for Parker for the 48th president. Thank you so much, Chirpism. I really appreciate the 48. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
1 second here. Guys,
That was
keep
such
tapping
an
the
insane
screen.
view.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
denying that Palestinians have ancestral ties to that land is insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 500,000 likes. Let's get the shares up as well. Let's get the shares up to 1,000 shares. Keep tapping the screen. As a matter of fact, this is what I need, guys. I need the likes at 600,000 likes within the next 10 minutes, or we're going to sub only. 10 minutes, or we're going to sub only. Also, again, guys, we need to get Parker over 30,000 coins. We're at almost 25,000. I know we can do it. Tap the screen, share the live. Make sure we're blowing up Parker's gifts. Make sure we're hitting the pay links. Do all the wonderful things. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. We are looking for debates with Trump supporters. Tap the screen, guys. Again, we need to get the likes up to 600,000 likes within the next 10 minutes. Ruby, are you a Trump supporter?
I think that's not enough, everyone. There's 4,000 people in the live. Let's get the live up to 1 million before it ended. I have less than 30 minutes on the live, everyone. Let's get up to 1 million likes before we end the live today. I know we can do it. There's 4,000 people in the live. Let's get up to 1 million likes for Santana, everyone. I'm serious. Thank you, Santana, for having me on. I got banned on all my other accounts.
Oof.
My main account, appeal not approved. My third account, appeal not approved. This is my only one left. So
That's
everyone,
rough.
tap that fucking screen. Just to show the thanks, everyone. And Wendy, thank you for the $20 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much. And Peter, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. The $5.
Absolutely.
Ruby, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
First, I need to say something. I was born in America, California, Sacramento, and I was raised in Balkans in Serbia. That's because my
How old are you?
that is why my accent is so bad.
No, how old are you?
I was 8.
Yeah, we had to keep.
You think they're a fetus? Yeah.
Yeah,
They
we
did
had
sound
to
like a
keep it moving.
fetus.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen. Get the lights up, guys. We are looking for Trump supporters. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter. This guy who I don't understand when they make like Trump their PFP. Like that's weird.
That's weird. Sense.
Andre,
There's
are you a
audience?
Trump supporter?
Lived in their whole lives.
Sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 29. I got a question for you, Parker.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did. I voted for Donald Trump clear as day. So I got a point to make. You just stated that both your accounts got appealed and not.
No. Keep it moving. Why did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump because it is the American thing to do.
So you think that voting for Donald Trump was overwhelmingly benefit the United States?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have 2 points actually to make. My first point is, where did the 20 million votes go for?
Wasn't 20 million.
It wasn't 20 million. That's
Yes.
insane.
Where did they go?
It wasn't 20 million. It was about 6 million votes. It went from 81 million to about 75 million.
Okay, where did they go?
Where did they go? Again, people just didn't vote for Kamala Harris to the same degree as they voted for Joe Biden, because it is the case that they attributed inflation to the incumbent president without good reason.
Without good reason. I mean, you could literally look at the policies that they passed. I'm not going to specify on each policy.
What policy? You mean like the Chips and Science Act, the PACT Act, the infrastructure bill? Which policy are you referring to?
Yeah, a bunch of policies.
A bunch of really
take
good
American jobs
bipartisan
away from
legislation.
America.
Is that what you're referring to?
A bunch of legislation that takes jobs from America.
Like which policy?
All of them.
Name one.
There's so many that I couldn't even name one.
Name one.
Yeah, just one. If there's so many, just name one.
Like the chips policy you just brought up.
And that
Wait,
listen.
Tell me one provision within the Chips and Science Act that you disagree with.
You tell me. Have you read it word for word?
Can you tell me one provision within the Chips and Science Act that you disagree with?
Have you read it word for word?
I'm waiting for you to answer my
If
question.
you
I'm
haven't
not going
read
to
it
answer
through word
questions
for
until
word,
you answer
are you-
mine.
How can you say anything?
Can you tell me one provision within the within the Chips and Science Act?
Are you aware that it outsources plenty of jobs?
Can you tell me what particular provision did that?
If you read it word for word, I would.
Hey, Andre, answer the question. We're not going to play this back and forth game. Answer the question. You're making the claim that the Chips and Science Act actually outsources jobs. Cool. Tell us the provision. Tell us
It's
the
actually
provision.
insane to say because the Chips and Science Act actually increases domestic manufacturing.
So tell us the provision. Thank you for the vote.
The provision is I hope Parker has deep pockets for his defamation.
Okay. So you
What's this guy saying? What?
I don't know. He's just being weird, which I have.
What defamation?
Lying on citizens of America, saying that they're doing Nazi salutes when they're clearly not. That's why your appeal didn't get approved and mine did.
Wait. To clarify, that you think the person that I just showed who did a Nazi salute didn't do a Nazi salute? They literally did. And also, I didn't get banned that day. I got banned today. Everyone got banned today. Dean got banned today. What? Kathleen with the $50 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Can we get some W's for Kathleen in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Kathleen. W's for Kathleen in the comments right now. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Also, Anna, thank you for the $1 donation. Saying, as a Jew, I don't claim him. I know he was up here just being absolutely gross. Thank you so much for that $1 donation, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Make sure we're taking care of Parker. We're at 26.4, guys. Chat. There's 4,300 of us, 4,300 numbers hanging out here. Make sure we're taking care of Parker. Again, our goal is to get Parker above 30,000 coins. We're so close. Take care of Parker. Hit his pay links, gift them, tap the screen, keep the likes moving. We're almost at 800,000 likes. Do all the wonderful things. P, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, absolutely.
As well as Megan, thank you so much for the $20 Cash App for the defamation suit. Thank you so much. So, P, why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
For his stance on immigration, for his stance on men and women's sports in.
Well, you can't say it on the live one because TikTok doesn't allow it. 2, what was the first claim you had? You said economics or immigration?
No,
Name one immigration policy of Donald Trump's that you like.
Pretty much, rolling back the I think the extra immigration policies the Biden administration had implemented a record number of, I think it was over 10 million recorded illegal immigrants into the country, which is insane.
Nope.
No what?
Nope, that's just not true. You're referencing encounters. Encounters are not all let into the country. Yo, Sid with the Leon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Sid.
Okay. 10 million illegal encounters, which have decreased by about 95% since he was elected, right?
What source did you get that from? Trump?
Yeah.
I don't know. I read it somewhere.
Trump. Where?
A reputable source somewhere.
Go ahead. Find it.
Okay. I think that's, silly to do.
No, it's not silly.
For me to ask you for a source, isn't it not silly for you to say, trust me, bro?
Exactly.
Mahika, thank you for the $1.
Kalisa, thank you for the $20. Love watching you dog walk MAGA. Thank you so much for the $20 donation. Yeah, I mean, for us to come up here and say we need a source, like you can't just actually throw out numbers is absolutely insane.
Debater. I don't have all this.
Malika, thank you for the $5. You are so awesome. Thoughts on Modarka?
The kind of resources you guys have, or
wait, you mean the internet?
I'm not set up like you guys are.
Wait, you don't have access to the internet?
All right. Can I talk to Parker? You kind of being, I know.
Well, first and foremost, this is Sparring with Santana, so there's that. Right?
Yeah,
know your role and shut your mouth. But secondly, if we sit here and say, we want to actually have a resource, yes, resources. Absolutely. Resources. You have access to the internet. You're speaking to us on the phone right now. So yes, we want a source.
Yeah.
Also, P, I won't talk to you if you don't talk to Santana.
Yeah. Okay, or you could just concede and say you don't actually have a source. You just spoke from your feelings, and then you want to keep moving.
I think any average hardworking citizen knows what I'm talking about.
No, I would like for you to actually cite a source or either admit that you don't have one and you just made it up and you want to keep moving.
Admit that I don't have one as in I don't have one ready to give you. Yeah.
Or that you said that you don't have the actual access that we have, which is just the internet. So either admit that you don't have a source and you are willingly ignorant. You're willingly ignorant, or you made it up.
I didn't say that I don't have access to the internet. I mean,
you said you don't have the same things that we have.
By resources, I meant like I'm not, I don't have the same setup. I'm not like ready to, provide a source for every single.
But I mean, if you're gonna actually speak from a position, when you want to actually at least know where you got that position from. Parker at least said
he just admitted that he doesn't have a source.
This is why you guys lost. This is why you guys lost.
Okay, Pete, we didn't lose because we asked for source. I'm sorry you feel uncomfortable that on a debate live you have to provide a source, P. But like, that's not what's wrong with this country. What's wrong with this country is you for not fucking doing the research or looking up for any type of evidence. That's what fucking destroys this country. When you don't care enough about the country to do research about things that affect the country. You can't tell me you fucking love the country while simultaneously doing stuff like that harms the country. Shut the fuck up.
That shit was so tough.
Absolutely. You absolutely cannot. You are not a patriot. You're not someone that cares about the country. You don't care about people. Like, for some weird reason, you thought that voting for Donald Trump would do anything to benefit everyday Americans while he has continued to harm everyday Americans, taking away multiple social safety nets and tanking the economy. So you quite literally voted for a worse country.
I mean, I know you guys have your talking points and all that. By the way, Parker, I wanted to say that was so tough, the way you cursed so much.
Again,
so tough.
Listen, hey, Buttercup.
Fucking deal with it, buddy.
Exactly.
Dude,
like,
Stefani, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. And Stephanie, thank you so much for the $45 on Cash App. Thank you so fucking much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for the $45 fucking dollars for no access to the fucking internet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Stephanie.
Jacob, thank you for the $1. Santana, I want to hear your best Lakers in 5. Now, listen, I got to come up with one. I'm going to come up with one. W's in the chat for Erica, who sent a $20 donation saying, I'm an average, hardworking citizen, and I have no idea what this Joker is talking about. Absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
I think this is why you guys lost. I mean, it's pretty clear. I mean,
wait. But Pete, guess what?
Compiles all of your talking points.
We really don't care what you think. We legitimately don't care what you think, P.
You guys use like you guys basically speak in headlines And you guys have all this pre-planned.
Okay.
Wait, said the one who literally acknowledged that we had more sources than you. What are you talking about?
I
We
didn't
speak in
say more
headlines.
sources.
If we speak in headlines, what the fuck do you
more
speak in?
sources than me?
Okay,
Yeah, you
cool.
did.
Okay,
So
Parker,
this
Parker,
is fair.
this is what
Hold
you guys
on.
lost because you guys are
This is fair.
unintelligent
P,
people.
listen. All right,
You guys are
go ahead
unintelligent
and give us an argument that's based in fact that you can substantiate. Go.
That I can substantiate. Let's see, the streets around my area have gotten cleaner and safer.
How do you substantiate that?
Is that Parker doing that?
Yeah.
Why is he not moving his mouth?
How do you substantiate that? P?
Well, you have to live in my area. Okay. Let's go with this one. So I like the fact that Trump took the one gender out of the other gender.
You don't have one. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving because you actually had multiple opportunities and you did not actually substantiate anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and get you out of here. We're gonna get you out of here.
You got like 17 more minutes. Stefani, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. Beaner, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I'm out of here, Barker. Have a good night and keep up the good fight. Everyone on your team makes me so proud to be American. Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. And Anthony, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much for sorry to keep losing you to bans. Glad I found you here. Thank you so much. Self-love. Thank you for the $2 as well. Thank you. Everyone, make sure to check out Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in Santana's bio and mine, as well as you can support us over YouTube Super Chat as well, everyone. And tap that screen. We're almost to 1 million likes, everyone. Let's go.
We are so close.
960,000. Let's go.
Sorry.
No worries.
Go
Gotcha.
Kamala.
You're good.
Go Kamala.
Based.
Shelby, thank you for the 3. I think they think it's such a flex to say I don't spend time looking up stuff like you're just okay to be a clown. Congrats. Thank you so much for that $3 donation. Also, W's in the chat for Devon who sent $5 to say they lost because they're anti-intellectualists and they believe anything that they hear, have no critical thought process. Absolutely. W's in the chat. Guys, only request up. I think this might carry it. Keith, are you a Trump supporter?
Also, everyone on YouTube, to make sure to like the stream. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes before we end it. We're currently like 2,400 right now. Let's try to get to 3,000 before we end it, y'all.
Tap. Keith, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, man.
Okay, Keith.
And also 1 million likes on TikTok. Let's go.
Oh, W's in the chat for the chat. Let's go. Keith, how old are you?
36.
Okay, and why'd you vote for Trump?
I actually came over here to be educated. I want you to prove why I shouldn't have voted for Trump.
Why would I need to prove why you shouldn't have? That
I actually got him. I will. I'll take the bait.
Go ahead.
Donald Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. He pardoned people who pled guilty and admitted to violently assaulting police officers on January 6th. He bragged about walking the changing rooms of girls in Miss USA because he quote-unquote owns the place to inspect them without their consent, where an 18-year-old at the time victim came out and said that there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old who were in these changing rooms, right, who when Donald Trump barged in without their consent. He also said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. His tax policy cut taxes disproportionately for rich people and wants to increase them on the low and middle class through the use of regressive tariffs. He's less fiscally responsible because he signed off on more debt-related spending, $4 trillion more debt-related spending under the first administration comparative to the Biden-Harris administration, $8.4 trillion overall, $4.8 trillion non-COVID related for the Biden-Harris administration, $4.3 trillion, $2.2 trillion non-COVID related, right? If you want to reference other sorts of policies like Donald Trump's abortion policy, it led to great victims in certain states having restricted access to abortion, right? And we can go and talk about plenty of those policies. So those are some of the reasons.
Are you aware of?
Are you a troll?
No, I'm not trolling. I promise. So how can you get behind a campaign that was part of another campaign where Joe Biden and?
Okay, I guess I don't know.
They left.
I have no idea what just happened. W's in chat for Jacob. Thank you for that dollar donation. Send your favorite streamer. I appreciate that. W's in the chat for Anthony, who sent a $5 donation. W's in the chat for Self Love, who sent a $1 donation saying My sources, trust me, bro. Also, W's in the chat for Cara, who sent a $20 donation saying, thank you for continuing to do good things. Thank you so much for that. Parker, you think it's worth taking one more, or should we just call it?
I think we could take one more. If it doesn't work, we can call it.
Okay.
Also, everyone, again, make sure to support Santana. Everyone follow Santana if you haven't already. I appreciate the 1,000,000 likes, everyone. That's fucking amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jack, did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I sure did.
And Stefani, thank you so much for $10.
Why so?
Thank you.
Well, geez, where to begin? I know earlier there was a debate. There was a lot of talk about abortion, and that's not actually a huge deal for me. Plus, Trump's probably one of the more progressive Republicans when it comes to abortion. So I guess I could start with the border. The border is a big deal. I live in a state where lots of people work illegally because we're the largest pork producer in the country. So we've got a lot of meat packing plants around here. I've personally seen my son's friends, their parents. The reason why illegal immigration is so hurtful is it actually harms the illegal immigrant more than it harms anybody, because the illegal.
So give them a pathway to citizenship.
Okay, yeah. Joe Biden had the House, the Senate, and the presidency for 2 years, didn't do a thing about it. So I understand that. I think that's something we probably both agree on. But
wait, that was because of certain Democrats in office that restricted from happening. Plus, there's the filibuster.
So then you would agree that it's a left and right issue, not just a right issue.
No, I agree that we need 60 plus votes in the Senate.
Yeah, but there were some Democrats.
But yeah, there are some Democrats that I agree that are an issue. Yeah, what?
So in other words, that's a whole bird issue, right? Not just left or right.
No, it's only certain people on the Democrat side that try to affiliate themselves very hardcore with Republicans.
Okay, so but my point: some Democrats, some Republicans. We have both sides of the aisle. So, but anyways, that's just a small point.
Anyways, just leaning into it. You're absolutely leaning into it. That's absolutely insane. Like we're the whole concept of the quote unquote whole bird. Absolutely not. I mean, not when you see the Republicans being more harmful in multiple ways. No, you can't say that.
No, I can absolutely say that. Again, okay. Here's why I can say that. The Democrats had the House, the Senate, and the presidency for 2 years. They didn't do anything of it because of some Democrats. So therefore, both sides of the aisle, you can argue, are ineffective on this either way. So, but
that's not true. That's not saying both sides of the aisle are. That's only saying that certain people on the left are, but a predominant level of people on the right are. Way more prevalent on the right than it is on the left there.
Okay, prevalent.
Jenna, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Prevalent towards what? What are
not
the
voting for the not voting for this policy?
Okay,
Sabina, thank you for the 10. Happy to be here. Happy to see you.
Anyways, going forward. I see my son's friends whose parents work illegally. First of all, the illegal immigrant is the one that gets harmed.
Undocumented
Sorry.
immigrant.
Well, synonyms.
So then give them a pathway to citizenship.
Okay. We've already covered this.
Do you want them to be deported?
I want the criminals to be deported. Absolutely.
Okay, but do you want them to be deported? Because Trump didn't advocate just to deport people who are here who have committed violent crimes. He also advocated to deport people who have not committed violent crimes, who are here just for a better life.
Absolutely.
100% untrue. The entire.
No, that's absolutely true. Think about Think about the actual 200 people that he actually tried to deport back to Colombia. Out of those 200 people, only 2 people were actual quote unquote criminals. So, and then that's why he tried to change the wording, saying that anyone crossing the border would be considered as a criminal. He's trying to broaden the scope so he could actually define everyone as that.
If you don't want criminals in the country, then why do you want them in the Oval Office?
Okay, first of all, that's trumped up. That's ridiculous charges. Why after the election did all these cases?
So you don't accept the criminal or civil cases whenever they apply to Donald Trump, but you accept them when it applies to other people.
No, not at all. Actually, but here's the deal. You're completely making that up. The whole reason Trump was prosecuted.
Wait, making up the criminal charges that Trump actually had?
Not you made it up. They were trumped up. They were completely trumped up on false basis. There's a reason why after he won the election, every other judge that had cases against him, they all dropped. Jack Smith dropped his case. This was a political witch hunt from the beginning.
No, Jack Smith didn't drop his case. The actual judge made it tougher for him to actually move forward. And then there were multiple factors. But then once Trump won the nomination, those cases went away because, again, they didn't want to have to actually deal with executing those charges to a sitting president. So it wasn't just they were quote unquote trumped up. That's not it at all.
Really, because there were DAs that ran for election on the basis that they would.
What was her name?
Letitia James said, "If you elect."
Okay. What was the issue with that?
Alvin Bragg. He said, "If you elect me, I will."
What was the issue with these?
Huh?
So?
Yeah.
You mean holding a? You mean they ran on holding a criminal accountable? That's a wild
Didn't Donald
concept.
Trump run in 2016 on lock her up?
He doesn't get to call him a criminal.
He is
lock
a criminal.
her up.
He's
lock
absolutely
her
a
up.
criminal.
You know,
Lock her up. Lock her up.
She said, "We'll
lock her up.
Hey, you know what? You're
lock
right.
Her
lock
up.
her up.
Lock her up.
Hey, did Trump,
lock her
did
up.
Trump investigate
lock
Hillary?
her up.
Lock
her up.
Hillary? Oh, see, this is what you do when you lose a debate. You just got to talk over the person. Did Trump investigate Hillary when he got elected in 2016? Did he investigate Hillary?
What was there?
He said he was going to. So are you saying he doesn't follow through with what he says?
Oh,
yes.
He never said he was going.
He said that
Yes,
he was
did.
going to lock her up.
Lock
No,
her
the
up.
crowd
Lock her up.
chanted-
No,
the crowd
he started it.
No, he said you don't want me there because you'd be in jail.
Yeah.
You know, remember that clip?
Yes. No, yeah. You know why? Because he's saying the stuff that she did was actually way worse than what he did.
So then why didn't he investigate her?
Dude, she bleached.
If it was so bad, why wouldn't he actually go ahead and try to put a criminal in jail?
The same reason Nixon's charges got dropped and he was very guilty. Up until now, we have been a
Also, you're saying that Donald Trump is someone that pardons criminals.
Hey, you're not letting me finish.
But you're saying Donald Trump pardons criminals. I mean, we understand that all the January 6ers that he actually pardoned, so we get that. So I guess you can
Donald
make that
Trump
correlation.
doesn't investigate against criminals, doesn't build cases against criminals. He literally releases criminals in the country. He harbors criminals, and he is a criminal himself. Interesting.
Okay, first of all, he about the why did Joe Biden pardon his entire family and Dr. Anthony Fauci?
What one is a violent criminal, and those are preemptive pardons because Donald Trump is a lunatic.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
so
we know that by
the guy
his
who's-
appointment of
wait,
Cash
wait,
Patel,
this is
someone
hilarious,
who
this is
actually
hilarious.
has a hit
So the
list
guy
and
that
is
isn't
actively
actually-
trying
the
to
guy
go
that
after
isn't actually
people
prosecuting
with
anyone,
using the
the guy
power of
that
the
isn't
FBI.
actually-
And you see
so the
Donald
guy-
Trump actually taking control and even giving a speech in
This is
front of the
hilarious.
FBI.
I love it. This is hilarious. Again, the
Is
guy
it?
that hasn't prosecuted anyone.
W's in the
he's
chat for
the
Savannah.
lunatic.
Savannah, thank you so much for the $5
the guy
donation.
that
And they've
hasn't
literally told me
prosecuted
I don't need to fact check what I'm told. You're doing the Lord's work. Thank you for the engagement. I appreciate the $5 donation. You are awesome.
So the guy that
Precious, thank you
didn't
for $2.
prosecute his political opponents, the guy that didn't do it. See, this is what the left does. The left actually projects. They say Trump's going to prosecute. Trump's going to prosecute. Then Trump gets elected for 4 years, doesn't
Jack,
prosecute
why are
anyone.
you breathing so
Biden
hard? Are
gets
you
in
okay,
there.
friend?
Biden
So then he's not holding criminals accountable.
Yeah, Biden gets in there and doesn't.
If you consider them criminals, why is he not holding criminals
First of all,
accountable? I
you
thought he
don't
was pro law and order.
That's not how the justice system works. You don't find a person in
You don't hold criminals accountable. The justice system doesn't hold
You're-
criminals
you're
accountable.
twisting-
Interesting.
You're twisting words. The justice system is not built to look for people
To hold
find
criminals
something
accountable.
No, you're not. See, again, you're not letting me finish. The justice system is not built to look for people you don't like and then try and find a crime. You're supposed to choose.
Exactly. Right. There was no investigation against Hillary Clinton because there was no crime that they could particularly outline that was going to hold her responsible.
No, there was 100% a crime that they could
Which
outline.
one?
Exactly. What was the crime?
Requesting your laptop, leech spitting it.
You're cutting out. I can't hear you saying.
That's obstruction of evidence. She
So
could have
then
easily
why
been
didn't
charged.
Donald Trump
Wait. Trump.
I tried to answer this, and you talked over me. The reason why
Trump is known to have obstructed justice with the Mueller report.
Correct.
Are you saying that is something that someone should be held accountable for?
Also, not only that, I mean, he also had the classified documents that was obstructing. They were trying to get those documents back. It's not like he's someone that is actually going to stand for the rule of law or allow people to actually, pursue law. Jack, why are you muted? I hope you're breathing, friend.
That was me.
Yeah, no, I know. I worry. He was getting a little exasperated. Jack, there you go.
Tap that screen, everyone. Let's get to 1.5 million likes before we end the live. If you're on YouTube, to make sure to like this stream. Let's get to 3,000 likes, everyone.
Joe Biden had the same exact issue with the documents. The prosecutor said the reason he wouldn't prosecute him is because he was too senile.
That's 100%.
That is not the word he used. They said that he's a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, which is a poor memory about 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. I don't fucking remember what happened 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, dude.
I don't remember what happened 20 minutes ago. Jack, you're out of the app. If you can't see us, we can't hear you. There you go, bud.
Hey, just so you know.
Maybe because I'm elevated,
It wasn't
though.
20 years ago, but he was vice president. He was vice president 8 years ago, not 20 years ago.
Kathy, thank you for the $10. Thank you so
much.
much.
That's when the criminal document. That's when the sensitive documents were left in his garage. It wasn't 20 years ago. Hey. B, it's 100% true that they said he was
MAGA
basically
mobile
senile.
keeps
That's why they
going
didn't
in
do
and
it.
out,
And
Jack.
back to my question, you said, well, then why didn't Trump go after Hillary? It's very easy. We've had a long-standing tradition in this country that we don't prosecute political opponents. We don't do it, even if there's guilt there. Why don't we do it? Because we're not a
No, that's insane. That's
We don't-
insane.
we
We,
don't do it.
should.
There's a reason. No, we should not. No, we should not, because you have exactly what's happening right now. You have
Wait,
exactly
I have a
what's happening
question.
right
I have
now
a
where
question.
there-
Would you hold Adolf Hitler accountable if you were the opposing party?
Yes, absolutely. But
Okay, so you do hold.
That's what you do. You take these friends.
I mean, it's a viable
No,
question.
I gave you an explicit example of how you would hold political like opponents accountable if they have done something that you consider bad. Well, given that Donald Trump is a rapist, given that Donald Trump undermined the integrity of the 2020 election, given that Donald Trump has undermined the courts, the rule of law, the Constitution, given that Donald Trump has bragged about walking the changing rooms of girls with Miss USA because he quote unquote owns the place to inspect them without their consent, said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. All of those things, civilly liable for fraud, literally 34 felonies he's been convicted of. Maybe in that circumstance, then we should be like, yeah, they're kind of too fucked up, you know?
Yep. I think so. But I don't think Jack holds that same standard.
No, oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. This is hilarious. Okay, no, absolutely. First of all, we've had that standard, and it's been a tradition in this country long term. If a president of the United States went and rounded up a bunch of Jews and tried to murder them, am I allowed to
Jewish
say
people.
that? Then obviously he would. Then obviously
Jewish
he would
people.
be prosecuted. Okay.
W's in the chat for
Okay,
Erica
what?
for the $5 donation. Jack in hell. I'm confused.
Jack, Jack, are you only saying that you would hold someone accountable if they started committing a genocide?
See, no,
or
and
how about
the
this?
way you
Would you hold them
all you do is
accountable?
go to the fringe issues. It's so
Would you hold them accountable if they started committing an ethnic cleansing, maybe? Because Donald Trump called for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians and no right to return for them. That's what Donald Trump has advocated for.
Jack, you're muted, friend. I hope every time you are on mute, you take an opportunity to take like a couple of deep breaths.
for some reason it keeps turning off my mic. I don't know why.
Maybe your mic
That's
doesn't
me.
like you.
That's me.
Oh, you're muted.
I take credit. Absolutely.
Wow. Open-minded liberals, huh? That's cool. So I'm being muted. That's hilarious. Anyways,
Wait, did that bother you?
How does it taste? How does it taste? And also, like, you act like Donald Trump in his like State of the Union didn't like kick out a liberal within like fucking 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
You act like Charlie Kirk, a conservative MAGA influencer, didn't kick me out within 6 minutes.
Yep.
Literally kicked me out. Had bodyguards escort me out in 6 minutes for asking tough questions.
Mm-hmm. It's
the
only
fuck
freedom
up,
of
dude.
speech when it's
I'm-
their speech that's free.
I know, literally. I have muted you on my live because it wasn't productive within that context. I've let you speak. I have long conversations with people, right? This is one of like the best places for someone to be able to actually engage in like a debate,
Mhm.
right? In front of a lot of people.
Mhm.
Like, so like clearly, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Go ahead.
speech does not mean you get to stand up in a crowded room and interrupt a planned speech. That's child.
Exactly. So like, it also doesn't mean that you get to say whatever you want on my live without being muted.
Big facts. Hey, Jack, you're muted again, bud.
Like if you hold that standard, right?
I don't think you know. Jack, hold on. Jack, are you good? Are we okay, Jack?
Wow. So okay. He keeps muting me. This is what you do when you lose a debate.
Wait, I thought you didn't have an issue with that. I thought you didn't have an issue with that.
And also, he didn't mute you that time. I did. All right.
All right, Jack. Jack.
All
you
right,
can
no
go,
more,
but,
Jack.
like,
Jack, you got it.
Yeah,
We're
we're done.
yeah.
We're done. Go ahead, Jack. Jack, you can unmute. Don't worry.
It's okay.
We can't hear you.
Am I muted again?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. No, you're not.
You are comparing.
That one was just for fun. That one was just for fun. Okay.
Okay. So
Hey,
I'm gonna
Jack,
say,
wait. Okay, hold on. Seriously, Jack. You know what's better than a mute, though?
what's that?
Kick.
Oh, bro, we did him dirty. That one was dirty. I have to. I actually, I'm not gonna lie. I actually do have to get off. We hit
Yeah, I
over
know.
5 hours.
I know.
so have to get
That's
off
where I
anyway.
am as well. So
But we did him dirty with that one.
that was fun,
brutal.
though.
That was brutal.
It was fun.
That was
Parker, I
brutal.
appreciate
He's really
you, bro.
mad.
Yeah, he's big mad.
He's probably
I was
crashing
worried
out
about
right
his
now.
breath. I was just wanting to take like a deep breath, like slow down.
That was, yeah, we did him dirty there. Yeah. That was unfortunate. All right. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah. Everyone, make sure to follow Santana, subscribe to Santana on YouTube if you haven't already. Also, go check out my YouTube and follow me and whatnot. I love y'all so much.
Also, guys,
night, everyone.
We got parked to 35.5 thousand coins. You guys are freaking awesome. W's in the chat for you. You all are amazing. Parker, I appreciate you, my brother.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. Always good seeing you.
Yeah. See you later. Guys, that was fun. Guys. W's in the chat for all of you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being absolutely amazing. Let's do something real quick. Hold on. Let's do something real quick. Let's do something. Hopefully we can do this. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. I don't know if we can. Let's see. Okay, we're not going to be able to do it. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to go ahead and... Who's live? Is there anyone live that we can raid? I can't see. I can't see. Oh, well. Guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Listen, guys, thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the taps, the shares. Thank you for all of the... just a wonderful evening. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. We're going to hit this quick outro. Guys, make sure
emotional stability.
Make sure that you're following me on all the sites, right? Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I love you all, guys. Thank you all for being here. Guys, this week coming up is our mutual aid week. So make sure you're joining us on Late Nights with Santana. We're going to have an amazing week. Thank you for all being here. Thank you for all your loves. Just thank you, period. I love you all. And as all